Hello, I'm Eagle Gardens 1 on Instagram, and this is fucking talking shit with Eagle, episode number 64. I am so glad to be here with you tonight after last night's problems. The storms up here in northern Michigan just completely had taken out my internet, but I am grateful to be here with you tonight and super stoked about tonight's guest. She's always around in all the chats, supporting everybody and throwing out her positive vibes. And everybody's been looking forward to meeting this lovely lady. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce, hopefully without messing this up, Miss D's Nugz. How you doing, ma'am? How you tell
I am
everybody
doing
first and
great.
foremost where they can find you, and then tell us how you're doing today.
Oh, yeah. They can find me on Instagram, Miss D's Nugs, and on YouTube, but I really don't post videos.
It's all right. It's we still like to follow along just because we like to support the people that support us, right?
Yes.
How are you doing today? How and today? And I want to stop right there and say happy anniversary because I know today was your anniversary,
Yes,
and that
yes,
is pretty awesome. Can I say
yes,
the number because it's really
yes,
impressive? Today
yes, it is.
is her 25th
25th.
anniversary, and that is super amazing. And I am
Yes, it
very
is.
honored you were able to take out some time and spend it with us because that is huge, very
Yeah.
huge.
He has to work tomorrow, so he's already asleep.
Well, please pass along my congrats and
I
thank yous
will.
for letting you attend tonight and taking away from your guys' special night. So,
Okay.
yeah, appreciate
Okay.
it. I really do.
Thank you. Okay.
So, you want to jump right in and start telling us a little bit about yourself?
Yes. Okay. So I started growing came to me by accident. One of my friends asked me, "Did I want some clones?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?" He never said what to do with them, so I just brought them home. He gave them to me in a cardboard box, and they stayed in that box for like a month. I watered them in that box. I had got a little light bulb, one of those clamp lights, and I clamped it somehow over the box. But of course, we came home one day and the clamp had fell down on the plant, but it was okay. It's a weed. So we, picked it up, straightened it up. And then he told me eventually that I would need to get a light. So we went shopping for a light, a tent, and I think that's all, and some nutrients, because I wasn't feeding it anything. I was overwatering it, and I wasn't feeding it anything. It was still in the soil that he gave it to me in, and the little he used those, not root riots, but the little other little clay, those little cloth, little pellet, little things.
Oh, the little peat pellet things.
Yeah, yeah. He used some little, like a little. It looked like a little pouch of dirt. That's what it looks like to me. But he used that, and he put it in a container with some cocoa. And so I went to the grocery store, told them that I had a clone and I needed to make it grow into a plant. So, they sold me everything, and everything they sold me, I bought it because I was new and I wanted to grow that dank weed. So it was terrible. We had fungus gnats. I didn't know. We had fungus gnats, we had spider
No.
mites. Because when I picked it up from outside off of my friend's back porch because he had to go to work. So I said, and I was at work. So I was like, just leave it on the back porch. I'll get it. He was like, sure. So I figured he knew that, whatever. So of course I brought it right in the house, and, I started watering it every day, just watering it because, you water a plant, so that's what I did. And of course, by the time we got it in the tent, in the new soil and everything, and put that light, I ran out and got that 1,000-watt HPS. We put that in that tent, and all hell broke loose. It really was. And for me to have, I was in there every day. I'm a nurturer. I'm a mom. I nurture. So I was in that tent every day, but I did not see the spider webs forming in the back of the tent. And so when I saw that, I was ready for it all to go. I didn't want it. It was there was bugs, so I wanted to throw it all out. My husband like, no, no, wait, wait, we can save it. We can save it. So we cut a lot of one plant had to go. The one that was in the corner, it just had to go. And then we cut a lot of the stuff out. But that and in the heat, I had nothing exhausting the tent. It was just really bad. The first grow was really bad. I was excited about it. It was an adventure, but it was just more than I bargained for. I thought it was just, just water the plant, give it some food every once in a while, water it, and you would get something out of it other than a headache. But I got a headache, and that discouraged me. So after that, when I cleaned everything up, packed it all up, and I left it alone. And then again, I was ready to start again. I was ready to, a year later, he was like, let's give it another try. And I was like, okay, let's do this. So we tried it again, and I brought more stuff. So I brought the exhaust at that point and the temperature gauges and stuff like that. But it still didn't come out. It was just always way too hot in that tent. And I had a 4x4 with 1,000 watt, and it was dialable, but I figured the more heat, the bigger the buds would get. But I grew loft every single time. It was just fluffy, fluffy, fluffy. Just
That heat.
yeah. And it was like I didn't know how to control the heat. It's like you have to have the heat, but then I'm paying so much money to keep the heat. It was just, you have to have it at a certain temperature with a certain humidity. But with that 1,000 watt in that small tent and no air conditioning, no CO2, nothing like that, it just was a struggle. It really was. So this year I stepped my game up. I started watching the videos. I didn't watch the videos at first. So I brought a book, but it's not the same. It's not the same. So I started watching videos and I started asking questions. I started going to all um the online questions you can ask questions. It wasn't videos, they were just asking questions, and you would read those forums. It was the online forums I would go to. Can't remember the name of any of them now, but I went to those forums and I just was, just reading everyone else's stuff, just reading questions, reading, and started looking on Amazon after I started watching stuff on YouTube. And they said, well, you should have this and you should have this. Brought so much stuff I have downstairs that I don't even use now because I've upped my game. So it's like as I grew, my grow grew. And so now I have things that let me know what the temperature is. I have this cool weather station and it's a water meter. So it's telling me what my temps are. It's telling me that my soil is dry or it's moist, or everything is just a happy face going across the screen. So if there's all happy faces, then I have a happy face. And so this time it came out a lot better than before, but just still not where I want it to be. So I'm still watching, I'm still learning.
That's pretty awesome. It's always a learning experience. Every girl, even to me, years and years later, I'm still, trying to tweak things, and and that goes with anything. You're a fool if you come to that plateau where I've learned it all, and I can do no better than well. No, that's not true. There's always
Right.
something to learn and whatnot. So I'm glad. First, I like that. Tell your husband didn't. You didn't say husband. I threw that in there, by the way. You said he. um, uh, talked you out of just disregarding those plants in that first run because I'm an advocate for of embracing them problems right off the bat. I mean, it might have been a troubling time on the first run, but when you're looking back, on the third run, well, you're like, well, I've already dealt with that. You know what I mean? Right
Right.
off the bat, I've dealt with that. And that's the same thing I've always kind of said with people and, clones and seeds, femmes versus regulars. You might as well start from the basics and get that down. And then later on, if you want to cheat with the femmes, whatever. But get the basics down. Might as well start learning, the truths right from the beginning there. I don't know.
Well, you know what? I so my first one was with a clone, and he gave
Good
me
going on
one
that.
clone. So he gave me one clone. It was the first one was with a clone. The second one I brought some seeds from I Love Growing Marijuana because it's like I don't know. I just wanted to try the seed. I didn't want the clone because I felt like the bugs came from the clone, which it did, but it didn't help that I was just pouring water on it every day and just, didn't know how to really take care of a clone or grow marijuana, period. Cannabis, I just did not know how to grow it. And so I wanted to try it from seed. And so doing it from the seed, I love when the seed comes up through the soil. I think that is just the most amazing thing. And so I want to take care of it. My husband is ready to chop them down. I'm like, no, let's let it wait. Wait, let's wait a minute. He's like, no, they're ready. They're ready. Because I didn't start smoking until I was like 26, 27 years old. My husband had always
There we
smoked.
go. That's what
So,
I'm looking for there. That's
right.
we kind of going in backwards. That's all right.
Right. So right. My mother smoked as when I was a kid. So I was like, oh, I would never do that because, it was rough growing up. So my mother smoked as, when I was coming up and I was like, oh, that I don't want to do that. That's not me. And so I was against it. It wasn't for me. And I didn't want to hang around anyone that did it. And it's like my husband, when we met, it's like he hid it from me. I don't know. I just don't even know how it played into it just came out of nowhere almost. But I was telling him, look, you can't hold that in me. Make a choice. Which one do you want to be with me or that? But of course we got through that because here we go 25 years later. But when he was like, come on and try it, I was like, no, I'm good. I'm high off of life. I don't need any help. He was like, no, I'm not saying it for that. I just want you to try it. We were sitting in the parking lot at Rite Aid. And so I tried it. He had a joint. I tried it. And I was like, I don't feel anything. So, he was like, okay, let's go. So we went wherever we were headed. We got there and I was like, I feel like I can do a cartwheel. My husband, like, yeah, you're there. Like, yeah, you can't do a cartwheel. Don't even try it. But yeah, you're there. And that's how you know you're there. Because you wouldn't have never thought that, oh, out of the blue, you want to do a cartwheel? Yeah, you're high. Sit your tail down. But it did. It gave me so much energy. And so it was like, okay, I like it. I learned to love cannabis. And it was like, I just didn't want to smoke it because I didn't care for the smell. I didn't want to smell like, you know, I was smoking pot. I just, because I frowned on it and I talked about everyone who did it. And now I did it. So it was a secret. I told my husband, you better not tell no one. That was our secret. And when we go out, don't even try to pass it to me. I'm not going to hit it. No. So, but eventually the secret came out. It always does. It always does. And so my mom was the first one to find out because I had to tell her. I didn't want anyone else to tell her. I didn't want her to find out any other way. And she didn't care. My mom to this day still smokes. So she just didn't believe it. I was like, yeah, I do. And she was like, really? I was like, yeah, come on down. She lives in Ohio. I was like, come on down. I'll smoke one with you. And so now we smoke together. Me and my mom smoke. Me and my pop smoke. Me and my husband smoke. Me and my son smoke. We all smoke. And I'm the grower. And they, I grow it for my family, for my friends. I give it to them because with he smokes way more than I do, but we still can't smoke 4 to 6 plants that I grow at a time. So I share with my family and my friends. They don't tell me it's the best, but they don't tell me it's the worst either. And it's free. So how can you complain about free?
So I can't help but ask for. I got two things I want to. I got a story.
Okay.
First, I think it's kind of funny and a little bit ironic that the first time was in a Rite Aid parking lot, a drugstore parking lot, but it was cannabis. It's kind of kind of funny that I don't know. I just that strikes me as ironic and funny for some
I think
reason.
we were on our way to a birthday party, so we had to stop and get a card or something. So yeah, that's how we ended up there. And so usually, he gets there with the fellas and they go
God,
to the back and they
I
do
just
their thing. Go ahead.
I can only hope that at some point when that was being busted up or whatever, somebody said, "Rite Aid, I'll show you the real medicine."
And at that time, we wasn't thinking of it as medicine. I know I wasn't, and I know he wasn't either. It was just, you know, that drug to get you where you had to go without really getting in trouble, I guess. Because I was afraid to try that. So please know I've never tried anything else. And I always say I want to try shrooms, but it's like it's gonna make you sick. And I don't want to be sick. So I was like, no, I'll leave it alone.
You'll be fine. I suggest it. Um, the other thing, and I think it's kind of funny because I smoke with my oldest daughter. She's just turned 25. Yeah, yeah, 25. And it's one of those things. She said the same thing. These Nugz, same thing. She was growing up. I'll never touch that stuff. Blah blah blah. Because we'd smoke the whole time. So, as a parent that has smoked with your child, did when your mom smoked with you, did she kind of like, I knew you had it in you, at some point? Then hearing
She
that,
was shocked. It's even now she still be like, wow, really? I was like, yeah, really. Here, shh, hit it and shut up.
I think that's pretty awesome. I really do. So, what I'm getting to grow for so long?
You're breaking up.
What took you so long to start growing the plant? Just state regulations?
No, my youngest is 26. So I started in 2016, and what are we, 4 years ago? So they had, I think, had finally moved out. We were finally empty nesters, so my husband was like, come on. My friend knew that my husband wanted me to do it. And I was like, no, I didn't need anything else to take care of. I had him, I had the kids, I had the house, I was working. I didn't need anything else to take care of. But I fell in love with, you know, first of all, I don't like playing in dirt. Well, I didn't at the time. So I was one of those itsy pritsy, ooh, my nails had to be done, my hair had to be done, and I always had to be, all dressed up and just overdone all the time. This is before I started smoking. So once I started smoking, I learned to relax. So I started going fishing a couple of years ago. I still can't get with the worm thing. I can't. I tried it, but as soon as they wiggle in your hand and I feel that little give, I let go. So I fish with shrimp. I'm the host. What? He left me? Okay, you guys, I'm going to keep talking. So I fish with the shrimp. I fish with shrimp instead of worms. And so I wanted to learn how to embrace the worms, one for fishing and because the cannabis love them. So I went and I did. I bought the worms, but I couldn't put them in my beds. I didn't. I dumped them in the garden outside. Okay, Eagle, you're back. I know I went all over the place just
But,
now. I know you're coming in and out, but I'm still here. I'm holding down the
thank you for
fort.
just keep rolling. Thank you
Okay,
so
that's what's
much.
up. No problem at all. Okay, so I really didn't like, touching the dirt, touching the worms, any bugs or anything like that. But when I started mixing my own, so at first I did the Fox Farm and I did um, the grow box, the yellow, the pink, and I can't even think of the other, the red, um, General Hydroponics. I did that little go kit and the Fox Farm soil first. And then the second time I did a super soil. And I enjoy mixing the soil. It's like making a recipe and I like to cook. So I mix the soil and it's like making formula for your babies, making a home for your babies to live. And I really enjoy doing that. So from that point on, it's always been super soil. But this very last grow, I did mix some um, Flora Nova and Flora Bloom in there. And I think that kind of helped along with the environment that helped my grow. But um, dab time. It's time to smoke now, you guys. Oh, I can go to, yeah, I got this, baby.
It's only by the God this thing keeps coming back. Hello.
Hi, welcome to the Miss D's Nugz Show.
It's taking over. Oh, you are all right, lady.
Thank
are
you.
all right.
Thank you. Okay, so where was I? Let me see.
Go ahead. Your show.
Okay, right, because I don't know what you missed. But so I wasn't one for touching the playing in the dirt, touching the bugs, the worms, and all that. It just wasn't my thing. I now love to garden. I still garden with gloves on because I'm still trying to get used to the bugs and stuff being in a soil when you're gardening. But I love being out there. I love gardening now. So now I got all kind of veggies and fruits and stuff all in my tent. And I'm waiting for them to grow up so I can put more cannabis in the tent. But everything takes its time. I ordered a new light. I have that HLG 550R spec. I haven't plugged it up yet, but I'm excited. I have the AC Infinity fan. I have that plugged up. Well, not all the way. I need to put the panel up. But I'm getting them ready to go from the veg tent to the flower tent. I don't have any cameras in my tent as of yet, but I did order some, so I'm expecting them soon, and I'll hook those up so I can share my tent with everyone. And I want to thank everyone for coming to my page and showing all the love. I love every last one of you guys. Thank you so much for visiting. I really appreciate it. I got all the toys.
Give some shots.
Right. Who? Purple Thumb OG, Charlie Farm 420. Somebody else came by. The American one. These are all most recent. I mean, everyone has been by, of course. Abolish Farm. Who? Mr. Me and Mr. Green possibly on there. Chris. Who else? Dank Grower. Smiley Gardens. I see you all. It's really a pleasure watching you guys. Tara Wilson, hi. I know you guys see me waving off. Yes, it's nice, Smiley. I'm taking your name, Smiley. I'm Smiley now.
Holy shit. Oh man, Chad is absolutely loving this, by the way. That's the only thing I can really watch is Chad go kind of zipping by. It's funny.
I know. I mean, I promise you, this has really helped because I also suffer from anxiety, and I kept that a secret forever. I have dyslexia. I kept that a secret forever. My husband just found out about the dyslexia, even though he should have been able to put it together. And maybe he did. He's just, he talks more about it now than he ever has. But I've always kept some of that stuff, to myself. It was my business, nobody's business. And I didn't want anyone judging me. But I realized if they judge me, that's on them. That's their issue. I'm good. I have nothing to be ashamed of. Yes, I have anxiety. People get on my nerve. Life happens. Sometimes we can deal, sometimes we can't. But cannabis is my way of dealing with it. I get there, I just blow it away, and I keep on moving.
That's awesome.
Yes.
I'm super glad that it's able to help you in that way. I mean, the plant's very therapeutic. I mean, you don't even really have to ingest it. I mean, it helps. But
just taking care of it, just nurturing it and watching it grow, and trimming it. I say I'm making the formula. I'm warming up their formula. They're my babies. I have to take care of them. So, and that is very helpful. I can stay downstairs forever, especially like if I'm having a bad day. I go down there, I turn my music on, and then it all goes away. When I come upstairs, I'm just as happy, because that's my place of peace. When I go there and I can just, the plants are not judging me. The plants don't want anything from me but love. And, I don't have to do a song and dance for the plants. All I got to do is just show up, give them some water, some warmth, some love, and they give me what I want in return. That's a great trade off.
It is pretty great. Great. I like to think that this community is pretty similar.
Yes.
All you got to
Yes.
do is show up, and we'll give you love and as much info as we can, and you know what I mean. It's this, like I said, this plant just dishes out in so many ways. I mean,
Yes.
from talking about it to growing it to just taking it and it's the medicine. Uh, I'm honored to be a part of any part of it. You know what I'm saying? So I did miss out most of your growth there. Uh, Trying to think, because I'm spotted in and out here. I've done a little bit of praying.
Well, let me tell you this. I did purchase. Okay, so the first seeds that I purchased were from I Love Raw Marijuana. I got the White Widow, the Gold Leaf, and the Super Silver Haze.
Nice.
They've been in the refrigerator for like 2 years, but it's okay because they popped. So I never popped all of them because I. That's why I've always said shout out to all you guys who can grow more than 6 plants at a time. Because I promise you, 4 is what I did last time. 6 is what I'm doing this time. And they're babies, so it's real easy. But I always try to figure out, how do you guys manage all these plants at one time? Because it's like, it's just too much. I can't give each one of them individual attention if I do more than 6. Right now, I'm comfortable with 4. I got 2 extra going, and they're pushing it. They're lacking a little bit. But so I still have those seeds, but I also got some seeds from Seeds Here Now. I have the Orange Gasm by Rasta Jeff. I have, or Ira Genetics. I have the Fast Buds, AK Lemon, something like that. So, but I haven't popped any of those yet because I can only do so many at a time. So I'm at my limit right now. And right, I am a caregiver. Duh, I'm a caregiver for um my so-called patients, or right, they will be my patients. It's my husband and my son. So I can have 12 plants per patient, but that's too many. At 6 right now, I'm comfortable with 6. I'm gonna leave it right there.
I would utilize some of that just to have keep a perpetual harvest, just as so when you're pulling those down, you have 4 to replace. You know
So
what I
that's what I
mean?
did this
Just
time. I'm running 2 tents. I have a 3 by 3. Yeah, I think a 3 by 3 by 6, and then I have a 6 by 6 by 8. So my first light was the HPS, and now I have, in my first LED was the Spider Farmer 2000, and now I have the big boy, the R Spec 550 though. So I just got that, but I haven't plugged it up yet. So I have the 4 plants that's going to go into the 20-gallon, and I layered the soil. So I'm trying the lasagna technique. So I layered the soil, but I haven't put them in the pots yet. So I have 20-gallon pots, and I'm going to put 2 in each pot, because even though I have 6 going, the other 2, they're too little to go over there right now. So they're going to stay over there in the veg tent for a little bit. And so I'm going to try the perpetual thing just to see, because I wanted the seeds I got from Fast Buzz are autos. I've never done autos before. I mean, I'm barely doing photos, so I never done autos. And so I'm going to start the autos probably after the summer, you know. but I want to keep something growing and growing, going and growing at the same time.
Yeah. Actually, as soon as you said I've got two tents going now, I thought, well, there's no reason not to to have those other four going. I mean, ultimately, excuse me, here in Michigan, rec, we get 12. So my formula I suggest to most growers is just kind of what you're saying here or doing. It's like a 4-4-4. That way, you always every month you're harvesting on that system. Uh, if you're doing it right. So if you take four going, okay, to get the system going, like say we're starting at zero, you would start all 12 at once from, preferably from seed, but they wouldn't have to be. Uh, so you let them go and you let them veg for a few, weeks or whatever. And then you take four and you let them go, start the process. Okay. In 110. And then you let those other eight go a little bit longer, a month to be exact. And then you put those in your other tent. So you've got two staggered flowers, a month and a month, and then you've still got four back in veg. And now from that point on, once you've got that started, when you're ready to take those last four and put them in, you take cuts from them. You take your clones, and
Yeah,
then
I've
you get
never
your next
cloned.
row going. And
I've
it's
never
super
cloned.
easy. But from then on, you've always got four. You're taking down four down a month in that system, and you wouldn't necessarily need a third tent. You could veg out in the open. You know what I mean? Just
Mhm.
in that room on a table or whatever, you could veg without having to worry about it being completely dark during the night cycle. So you wouldn't have to necessarily go run out and buy another tent. You just need
Right,
a simple grow light to veg on. Just saying,
right, right.
one
That's interesting.
caregiver to another.
Yeah, eventually I'll step it up so I can actually keep it going. Because usually there is a drought, but this time I'm trying to prevent it because the drought, my husband's running to the dispensaries getting ripped off. You can leave that money in the house. I promise you that. So I will not let him run out again. Leave that
It's
money at
painful
home.
once you start growing to go there, isn't it?
It is the
It's like,
absolute.
oh,
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure he probably enjoy the high better with the weed from the dispensary right now because, like I said, I'm not all the way there yet. But free, I'm sorry, you can't beat free. You can't beat it. So, but my goal because I did buy the Rosenbaum press. And I wish I would have did a little research before I jumped out and bought that one because now I'm trying to get rid of that one because it's a different one I want to try. But I realized that the product makes a big difference as well. So if I don't have a high terpene, high oily, sticky bud, I'm not going to press all that. I'm not going to be able to press that much. And so I'm learning that I had that ABC weed. Usually you get ABC in one plant, one grow. So I had an A plant, a B plant, and a C plant. I don't understand how when two of them were the same strain, but it just they all grew totally different. Totally different. Good grief. Just yeah, so next time I want to try it where it's so right now I'm doing two of the super silver haze and two super silver haze. I'm not doing White Widow. I have six plants growing. Oh, two. Okay, I got two bag seeds, some strawberry cough. So my husband had purchased some strawberry cough from the dispensary. It had 10 seeds in it. So I was like, bet, I'm going to grow these out. So I have two of those, two super silver haze, and two of something else. I don't know what it is. So I have better genetics, but I'd rather practice with these than with the seeds that I just purchased.
so out of your whole time partaken in the plant and been able to call out strains. What's been your favorite so far?
Of what I grew.
Well, either or.
um, the White Widow is the favorite. The White Widow is the favorite. Um, if I had to remember one that I used when I first started, or when I first got my card, it was the Hawaiian skunk. That was to me, that was like an awesome strain. All the other ones, I don't, I listen to everyone talk about all these others. Most of them I've never even heard of. The 9 Pound Hammer, um, DJ Short. I never even heard of him until you guys started talking about him in the chat. So it's like I'm so out of the loop because I just wasn't, that wasn't my thing. And they was like, he from Michigan. I was like, I'm from Michigan. I'm born and raised here. I never even heard of him because I didn't hang with that crowd. I didn't grow up with people who smoke. My teens and, the youth that I hung out with, we didn't smoke. So, but now it's like, I want to know everybody now. So I listen to every time I get a chance, and I work from home now. So, and that is a plus, thank God. So I think that probably helped my growth too. I'm here to actually, when something go off, I don't have to, like, I need to go home and see what's going on. I'm here. So I can pay more attention to the grow and give it more time, because really you have to put that time in. Yes, it's a weed, but it's not just gonna grow the way you want it to grow if you don't put that time in with it. I learned that the hard way.
Yeah, yeah. It's a weed, but it's a very versatile plant. I mean, there's so many things you can do to it as far as manipulation and training. Uh, there's many ways you can keep stepping up your game in your growth. That's for sure. And I love experiment myself. Nugz, lights, the whole shot. It sounds like you pretty much got your, as far as equipment goes, sounds like you've got some pretty impressive lights over there. You're kicking, and you've got a good start going. That's for sure. Rosin press, even hell, I don't even mess with a rosin press yet.
Cause I was like, yeah, I'm gonna grow some dank ass weed, and I'm gonna be making some dank ass shatter rosin and what all the other stuff they call. And I'm nowhere near that. I'm nowhere. I jumped the gun on that one for real. But I'll get there. I'll get there. I'm patient. I have time on my hand. With this
I love that.
coronavirus, I have plenty of time on my hands.
I love your optimism. I love your optimism. That's the
Thank
way to
you.
approach it too. That's the way
Yes.
to approach it.
And I enjoy it. It's at first I kept saying, oh, I want to go work at a dispensary. No, I don't. I want to learn how to hone in my own skill in my own home for myself, not for somebody else. So I kept thinking I would learn more
So
from them.
I haven't seen any fire going over there. I could have been disappearing through that time. But will you smoke with me, Miss T's Nugs?
Heck yeah. See, I won't dab because when I dab, I go to sleep. So I was like, okay, no dabs today. No dabs today. I think I was in one of the chat rooms where we were talking about rolling joints and stuff, and I was like, I cannot roll a joint to save my life.
So
But
let
I'm
me ask you this: you initially said that, and I'm sure it's worked for a lot of us. We didn't start for medical purposes, but as you've went on in your cannabis journey, there, what are some of the medical? Have you realized some of the medical benefits as you've went on? As is it one of them things that since it's been talked about, and you go, oh yeah, I guess I could use it for pain or whatever. Have you started utilizing it in other ways other than just smoking as of the late?
it helps me sleep. I performed better in school because I wasn't as shy. Like, in school, they always make you get up in front of the class. I hated that. I absolutely hated that. But that, before I go to class, or when I was in school, before I went to class, because I just graduated last year. So before I went to school, before I went to class, I smoked. And then I would go in class and I would shine. And I would get up in front of the class and say whatever, do the speech, do whatever was needed to be done. And I go back to my seat feeling great, knowing that, if I didn't smoke, I probably wouldn't be up there. I probably wouldn't have graduated, but I'm not shy when I smoke. I'm not at all. I'm not, you know, it's like drinking for some people. Some people drink and they just say, what the hell? I don't say what the hell, but I'm more relaxed. So my husband say it does help him with pain because he has pain in his back from, he had a lawn service business and, moving all the rocks and all, carrying all the bushes and all that. So he has lower back pain and it helps him with his back pain. My mom says it helps her when I make butter. My mom rubs it on her knee and she said it helps her with her knee pain. She eats it, makes her go to sleep. Excuse me, and she sleeps too hard, so she don't like to eat it. So she just rubs it on her knee and it gives her relief. So my sister has muscle spasm. And so the CBD that I won, I'm gonna grow that out for her, because I heard you guys saying that the CBD will help her with the muscle spasms. So yes, there's some
Yeah,
benefits to it.
that's supposed to be one too. Citrus, CBD citrus or circus, excuse me. Third
Yes,
time's a
yeah,
charm. Jeez,
yeah.
is supposed to be a good one. That one was bred from Joel from North Star there, and he's really impressed or was really stoked to put that one out there. So that should work well for you. They're all talking, giving you big props up there.
Yeah,
Dad.
right. Artist is saying the same thing. That lawn care, yeah, my husband was in it for a long time, and he had my babies in it too. But I thank God they all just stopped. It was tearing my husband down. So, but it's so funny because it's like I hid the fact that I smoke weed from my kids, of course. And so when my children graduated in 2012, that's when they found out because we had the little box upstairs and I had two boxes. They look identical. One of them had all the first aid stuff in it, and the other one had my cannabis in it. I sent my son up. He knew the first aid box, but I sent him upstairs to get the first aid box. He grabbed the wrong box. That's how he found out. And so that's when I found out he smoked. So it's like, wow. So then my oldest son is 28 and he started smoking 2 years ago. He's a late bloomer too. He takes after his mama. So my oldest son takes after me, and my youngest son takes after his father. So yeah, and they're 2 years apart. So
That's pretty. I think that's you know. I looked on my daughter's Lexi. One of them, love you, Lex, is in the chat. She just turned 21. Uh, Brittany's 25, and my youngest is 17. And if I have to do anything, I'm not a drinker,
mhm,
and but I don't have anything against drinking. It to each their own. But
exactly.
I kind of look forward to that day when I smoked with Brittany the first time was pretty enjoyable. And Lexi don't smoke that often, but when she does, she can be kind of fun. But I don't think I would if the shoe were on the other foot. I don't drink. And I don't. It'd be weird for me to drink with her, but I sure do enjoy, sitting around playing a game, watching a movie, or whatever. It's fun to be able to do that. With the
Right. Just
kids.
sit back and relax. Nobody's in troubles. Nobody at this point. I'm not parenting anyone but myself at this point. So do enjoy, sit back, roll it up, pass it on, live and enjoy your life. I promise you, I think if I could have started smoking 10 years earlier, I probably would have been a much cooler mom. I promise you, I was uptight. I promise. Ugh, yes, I wish. I wish.
So if you don't mind me prying a little bit, what what age were you when, or what age were they when Mama started smoking there? If you don't mind me asking.
Okay, so let me see. 2000. Okay, so okay, yes, I did smoke my first one with my husband when I was like 26, 27. But of course, raising kids and working, I that didn't last long at all. So I was able to start that and stop it immediately. It was just one of those party smokers, like I only smoke when I went to parties. But my friend husband died in 2007, and I started back in 2007. So from 2007 to 2012, I think I kept it a secret. I think, I'm not sure, but I know in 2012, that's when, they knew that I smoked. And then that's when I found out that he smoked. My youngest smoked, you know. And then he told me he started drinking when he was 13. I had no clue of that. It's like, where the hell was I? He was like, you was right here, but whatever, but yeah, growing pains.
I hear you. I don't appreciate those stories either. I get them occasionally.
Right.
Yeah, we
I
did
was like,
this when we were young.
listen,
How did you pull that off?
when we smoke, I was like, tell me more. Tell me what else you do. When what else I ain't found out about. You know what I'm saying? You might as well tell me now. You can't get in trouble for it. Let's laugh about it.
Right on.
So
Okay.
yeah. But for the most part, my boys stayed out of trouble. I don't have any. Well, we have three kids. I have me and my husband have two, and then he has one before me. So my two, we don't have any kids with them, but our first son has four. So I do have four grandkids, and it's like they don't come over as much now.
Oh, that's
We
sad.
can No, listen. My son and his girlfriend, them two is oil and water. I don't even know how they even hooked up. It's like oil and water, and it's unfortunate that they have four kids together. It's just so yeah, that's drama we can do without. I can't roll that up and blow it away. So I'd rather leave that where it's at. No. So it's
Oh,
you gotta pick your battles, When that's just one battle, I'm just not no, I'm not doing it. No.
right on.
No. I
I
have two
respect that.
dogs. I don't know where I think everybody is asleep. The dog's asleep, the husband is asleep, everybody is asleep right now. And this is when I'm up. I'm always up when everyone else is asleep. This is like this is my castle now. No one else is roaming around here. No
That
one's
is
making a
so funny.
mess. I'm so serious. No one's making a mess. No one's asking for anything. No one's looking for anything, needing help with it. No one is bothering me right now. So this is my castle. This is my time. And this is when I get to, you know, going into all the chat rooms, looking for information and make my growth just a little bit better, you know?
Yep, same here. That's why these lights are on right now. It started out, as would say almost as an excuse. You know what I mean? I gotta stay up, with water or whatever. But I quickly started to notice this is my dad. I kind of like this.
Listen, it's quiet. I mean, it's peaceful. You can actually sit back. When they're up, when the house is alive, I really can't get a buzz. It's too much going on for me to really sit back and enjoy it. But once they all go down, it's like, now I can enjoy it. I
And
go downstairs and I just sit and I look at them. Like, there's things going on with them, like they'll have some discoloration or whatever. Before, I used to be going straight to Google. Da, da, da. Now, I just look and try to figure out what I did or did not do. And that's it. I just didn't feed them enough. I always worry about overfeeding them. So I feed them very little because, you know, I don't think you need to overfeed them. especially when you pump all the stuff in just to turn around and flush it all out. I don't want to do that anymore. Last time I felt like I just was wasting so much water trying to flush out everything I fed it throughout its entire life because I didn't know that at a certain point I should have stopped feeding it. You know, I fed it up until 2 weeks before I started flushing it. You
That's
know,
fine.
well, not if you don't want to be doing all that flushing. And I'm trying to do organic. So I have to give that stuff time to break down, especially because I didn't have worms or anything in the bed to break it down. I do teas. I don't know how effective they are. I like making the teas. I love the bubbling. And I'm like, oh, yes, I'm cooking something, but I really don't know how effective it is. So I rather just try to make the soil, give it time to cook, and let the plants pull up what it needs out of it. That's what I'm gonna try with this one. Even though I don't know, it's still up in the air. It's still up in the air. I made the soil and the pots are ready, but I just have to make sure that there is enough of everything in it to get it to where I need it to go. So that's what we're trying to see. So if not, then I'll start dumping some bottles in here. But I'm hoping that I mixed enough, and then I can top dress. This will be my first time really top dressing. Usually I just put everything in the soil, and then like if I start changing, if the color is off a little bit, then I'll give it some of the Flora Nova or the Flora Bloom, whichever stage is in. But other than that, I want to try to just give it some water. Just give it some water, give it some love, and just let it go. Hands off. Because the more I touch it, I think I'm stressing it out and it's stressing me out. So I just want to get my hands off of it for a minute and let it do what it's going to do.
I find myself in a weird boat here. I feel like I could give you some tips here, but I don't know. I don't know. Want to
Listen,
put it in?
give me whatever you have to offer. I'll take it and process it like the plant, and I'll take what I want of it, and then I'll leave the rest of it alone.
Well, for one, the whole thought of like you organics there, the idea of flushing there, like you say, 2 weeks, and I feed up till 2 weeks. That's fine in my book. I I slowly taper off, but I really believe that the flushing thing is it's really kind of up till to debate. I mean, anything that's bad that's been uptaken into that plant. Okay, if there was heavy metals or something in your soil or
Mm-hmm.
in your nutrient base there, you're not going to flush that back out. You can throw as much water out of it as you want, but you're not going to get any kind of heavy metals back out of that plant. And
Because it's
my
in the
other,
plant.
yeah, it's in the plant. The only thing you're really doing by flushing is alleviating any kind of nutrient buildup that could be in the soil. But again, in all reality, the plant's going to stop uptaking as soon as she's ripened out anyway. So, and if you're like, say your plant's outdoors, you know what I mean? How are you going to flush your plant outdoor in a natural organic system?
Exactly. But even
You
though
don't.
outside you still have the ecosystem that's breaking all that stuff down. And I don't know, it still confuses me when they say the plant takes what it needs because I don't know. I put everything in the soil that I think the plant is going to need throughout its life. And it never makes it all the way. So I don't know. I'm still learning. I'm still learning. I buy enough of that stuff. I should know exactly what I'm doing with it, but I'm still trying to figure it out.
So when you feed, is it like just towards the end when you think it's running out?
No, it's when the plants start losing its color. Like not the fade. It's when the you can really see the veins on the leaves. Like the vein is dark, but the leaf is yellowing, but not dying. It's just telling me that it needs something. So I knew it needed something to eat. I just gave it some of that Flora Nova bloom or Flora grow. Oh, Flora grow or Flora bloom or Flora Nova bloom or whichever one it is. I just gave it some of that and the color started coming back. So I just wasn't feeding it. So what happened is I ran out of fuel in the soil. There was no more energy in the soil. The plant took it all. And that's because I don't know the strain. So, because like I said, even though they were all fed the same, they just all did something different. And one was a heavier feeder than the other. I learned that now, but growing pains, the plant suffered and I suffered a little bit. So we figured it out in the end. So, but I want to get to the point where I can actually put enough of everything in the soil where it doesn't do that. A little top dressing here and there, but I don't really want to do too much of that either. I want it all in there and I just want to give it some water and I want it to fade like the beautiful trees do in the fall. I've never had that and I want that. So that's,
Mr. Abolish Farms is quick to point out, and he's very right that it takes like 3 or 4 good runs in an organic system to get her up and running real good. So he's right, very right in that. And next thing I really wanted to point out was the American one wanted to know if you knew some cool super soil recipe.
yes, I have that. I have that and I have Cladamus Coop's recipe and whoever else's. I have a book. I should go get my. I have a book of all the different soil recipes, all the different amendments, all the different stages where you can add the different amendments for top dressing, and just so much information. Good grief. I have so much information. I just never really learned how to process all of that information. And instead, I tried to incorporate all of the information into a grow. That, yeah, I was asking for trouble because I didn't know. I just kept thinking like a little bit of this, 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 and then they give me some great big old nugs. That's not how it works. That's
I
not
think
how it works.
I think we're all guilty for kind of wishing and trying starting out like that. We want to think that it's all some magic potion like that, but it's not.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Every time you see something, every time something's advertised, and if you go to the grocery store and they have it in the grocery store, that means it really works. So yeah, give me a little bit of this. Oh, they give you free samples. Oh yeah, so you get all them free samples, and so I want to take a little bit of this free sample, a little bit of this free sample, a little the first one, a little bit of everything went into that. Everything, just some of that stuff was
I
the same stuff. It was the exact same stuff with a different name on the bottle. Yeah. Newbie
I
mistake.
just want to say that I never really thought about that as a little bit of experienced grower. I kind of look forward to free stuff like that, free samples of this and free samples of that. But I never really thought about as a newer grower how that could really spiral you down a crazy, misleading grow there. You know what I mean?
Yes. Because some of that stuff was the same stuff, just a different maker, but the bottle just, they total different names. Like photosynthesis plus is the same as something else that I had. Um, I can't remember the name. My memory is just, smoked it away. Just smoke, 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 pot fog as they call it. But recharge, Tribus, and Mammoth P. Those two are basically the same, just by different companies, and they both might have something a little bit different in each brand, but basically it's the same thing. But again, I was looking for that magic potion to make the buds look like all the buds that I saw on Instagram and YouTube. I want to like, oh, they use that. Let me get that so I can grow that. Not knowing that genetics and environment and knowing what the hell you're doing plays a big part in that.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Um, yeah, you should definitely get some steady environment and a steady regimen before you start, trying to mix things up. Especially on like every time you go to the store basis, they're trying to push something new your way. Uh,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. But now I don't go as much because I promise you, from the last two grows, I have more than enough stuff to last me the next two grows. I have enough soil down there. I have enough, excuse me, perlite, vermiculite. I have worm castings. I have Coco Loco. They had it 3 for $45. I was like, oh, that's the deal. Let me get that. you know. So I have more stuff than I know what to do with. But I'm learning what I need. The stuff I don't need, I have it on the bottom shelf. And hopefully, one day one of my sons like, Mom, let me get that light. He can have it because now I have two HPS lights I don't use anymore because now I got the LEDs because I can't keep those lights cool. They can't go. But now I did hear someone say that they use the LED in the summer and the HPS in the winter, which makes sense because that will heat up the basement of my house as well. That HPS light, you're exhausting it right into the other side of the basement anyway. So I might get rid of one of those lights and keep one of them.
Oh yeah, I definitely heat my house with my lights in the winter. That's for sure.
Right.
All of
I'm
them.
just getting to where I would leave my tent open. Before, I would never leave my tent open because I kept thinking that the bugs that was in the tent came from the basement, not knowing it's the bugs that I brought in the house. So, but now I leave the tent open.
I leave them open. Well, they, for one, you said you had the 1,000 watty and the 4x4 there. You could have easily did better yields probably with the 600 water in
I
that
could have
four by
easily
four
turned it down
space.
because it has the 600, the 750, and then 1,000 watt. But I thought the 1,000 watt was, that's what I was aiming for because, of course, that's what I heard. That's what I read. The
That's
heat,
what
the
I got
sun.
blasting behind me, 4K behind me right there, and that's why they're open. But it doesn't get that hot. You know what I mean? With everything, the environment, everything that I have, my setup's fine for what I got. But if I were to, I wouldn't feel right to leave them things closed with them always blasted in there. It would
Man,
stay a decent temperature, but I'm limiting myself to the CO2, ambient CO2 and air that's fresh air. Why not have them doors open and let some fresh air through there and fresh CO2 and whatnot. Yeah. Just makes
yeah.
sense to me to open it up.
Yeah, you know how it
Lose a
is.
little bit of that reflectivity for some fresh air. Makes sense.
Yeah, you know how it is when you get your first baby. You so protective of that baby, and can wash your hands before you pick up the baby, and then after the second one, you be like, take the baby. That's how it is with the tent. The first one is like, everything had to be, keep the tent closed. That way no bugs can get into the tent, and you know, not knowing that the when I brought the first one in the house, it sat on the back porch for 3 hours. The bugs was in it when I brought it in the house. And I just, I fed the bugs. But I can honestly say that I did not have bug problems this last grow. I thank God for that. So that's how I know I'm growing. Because the first two, yeah, yeah. But this one, I was like, no, I didn't conquer that so far. You know, knock on some wood. So
Hopefully, like you said, as you take on them problems, you get wiser and wiser throughout your grows. And some of them problems, I almost wonder if we don't pick up from them grow stores. And you know what I mean? As many nasty growers that go into them places with their problems. And
I,
a lot of them guys will tell you horror stories of people just bringing in like nasty leaves and stuff. What is this? What is this? So it could be, a chance of bringing shit home from there. But it sounds like, and you, another thing I want to point out, Smiley gave you some props about being a very wise grower for early stages. But another thing I want to point out too is since you're going down that organic road that I don't, but everybody kind of keeps nudging me towards. If you're doing things right, them trips to the grocery store should be less and less and less. Hopefully, you start reusing that soil, and them trips to the the hydro store are like next to none.
Right, right. The last time I went, I went and got the Bio Live because Abolish Farms was talking about the Bio Live. So I went and got the Bio Live, and I went to Menards to get the vermiculite and the mushroom compost. So yes. So now I'm experimenting now. So this is what I'm gonna do. In the my flower tent, I have two 20-gallon pots with the layered super soil on the little pebbles. I'm trying the bottom feed, the wicking method. So I'm gonna try the wicking method in that tent. And then in the other tent, I made those wicking pots with the Home Depot buckets. So I'm going to try to do a super soil in one of the wicking pots and the Coco Loco in the other, using the same nutrients and everything. But I just want to see how they're going to grow different. And then so I'm gonna experiment. I'm feeling brave now, so I'm experimenting with this grow this time, and then probably next year maybe I'll try to do an auto outside because I really want to try the auto outside. I hear a lot about doing it outside.
I can't see Mr. Abolish's face, and you'd probably have to give him a pretty good shave down. But I'm sure that fucking face is blushing right now, listening to you talk about them wicking beds. I'm
Yes.
sure he's just still right there as I said it. Love it. I seen the comment on the thing.
So
And that's funny because he's like 20 seconds behind me, so he had no idea that I said that. You know what I'm saying? It just happened coincidence. It came up as I said it. That's funny.
let me see. What else? Oh, and the soap nuts I got that from him from Abolish Farm with the soap nuts. So I use those. So I'm learning a lot. In the fugal way, that's what it is. The fugal way. Abolish farms. I'm all on that because I would love to keep my grow where I'm not spending so much money to, there's no return on investments here. So the less money I spend, the better. So I appreciate all that. Yes.
Smiley is pretty much welcoming you to the Frugal Force. uh, are you watching chat there? They've been
Yes.
giving you props all night long.
Yeah, I finally got in. I was trying to do it from my iPad, but I finally figured out how to do it from YouTube.
Nice. I knew this was going to be fun. I'm super glad you were able to come on tonight.
Oh my
You
God,
know,
I was, because at first it's so funny. I was speaking of Michigan Medicated. Well, we were on Instagram and she asked me, was I going to be live? Was I going to show my face? And I was like, sure, why not? What difference does it make? Because I would love to meet all you guys. And that way, if we're out, like I went to a cannabis fest in Clio probably 2017, 2018. But I knew no one because, of course, I didn't know anything about YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I probably walked past every last one of you guys if you guys were there at that, cannabis fest. But because I wasn't, on YouTube at the time and I didn't get a chance to meet anyone, but I had a great time. I was high as hell when I left there.
I actually am a little bummed that I didn't get to record that entrance, kind of. That it was yours was a little weird in a way in this aspect that I'm fixing to tell you here because as I'm fucking as you know I dish out them numbers and then I see them pop up there in the corner. I'm like, okay, what's on the other side? You know what I mean? Something like that. What's next? And I hit your mitt, and then you popped up on my screen, and it was your emoji first. You know what I mean? That's what I
Okay.
seen, and then you clicked the camera, and it was just like the emoji kind of like came to life, and your face, you just seemed so similar, and it was like it was weird. It was just kind of like that image just kind of like took off. You know what I mean? Like a Jessica Rabbit almost, a Roger Rabbit, where they kind of transfer over there. It was like that kind of surreal moment. I think you seen that smile on my face when you
Right.
came through there. I was like, it's her. You know what I mean? It was really nice to get to see your face, and I was super glad to see it that you weren't just gonna do the background thing like some
No.
people do. And I'm happy to get that. If that's what I was gonna get, I would have been super happy with that. But I am honored that you were able to come on and show your face. It definitely makes it an more enriching interview on my end. That's for sure.
Right. I get it. At first, I didn't understand why people use the memes. I created that meme on Facebook so many years ago. And then when I came up with Miss D's Nugs, I was like, okay, she need a picture. And I pulled that picture over. But then I was listening to an interview with Jack and Jack Greenstar. Hey, Jack. And he has stated, he uses meme because his job is not cannabis friendly. And I was like, that makes sense, right? Because, these haters out here, they were like, oh, guess who Jack Greenstalk is and blah, blah, blah. So I don't have that problem, so. And I just wanted to, see
But you
myself.
notice though, he did emerge on that last one. If you caught it, did you catch the last one?
No.
He did show his face. He does. An exclusive and Eagle fucking talking on shit with Eagle exclusive right there. He did briefly introduce himself into the community on that last episode.
Oh,
You might
yeah.
want
Yeah.
you might you might want to roll that one back.
Okay. I got to see which one that was. And it's, you know what? I saw one. I don't even know how I came across your channel, Ego. I really don't. Um, you were on someone else's podcast, or it's called a podcast, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw you somewhere else, and I think they, threw that in there, and I was like, okay, I got to check this out. So I think the first time I saw it, I didn't see it to the next day, and I was like, who the hell was talking for 5 hours? I was like, no way. So of course I had to watch, and I was like, okay, that's how you do that. How do you talk? That's how you do that. So then after that, I was like, okay, I'm hooked. And I've been on there ever since. If I don't dab myself to sleep, I'm in there. But like last night, did I dab myself to sleep? Oh no, I was searching for you last night, but you was having problems. And then I saw something showing that you were on Instagram, but that wasn't until early this morning.
yeah. I hung out on Instagram because last night because of my home internet would fire up because of the storms. And it's kind of fun over there because I rocked out. I play music that like I don't get to usually do over here without worried about copyright infringements. I did get a nice little warning from Instagram, but whatever. It's whatever on Instagram. Yeah, I did. I was actually on the Michigan Bros Grow show there up until 2 months ago, I guess. Now, uh, I was on there. They kind of were nice enough to crack me out of my shell there. I've been doing this for quite some time. and I turned down all offers prior to actually show my face and hang out. But Skillbo and Sequence hit me up one day and talked me into doing an episode that I was against, but I ended up doing it, and it just worked out. I started hanging out there weekly, and then just came time to do this, I guess. But,
Okay, chat is saying it's time to fire up one and smoke one. So let's get that party
hell
going.
yeah, I agree with Chad. Chad's never wrong, by the way. I love Chad. I don't even have anything rolled. Oh.
It was funny when you guys were talking about whoever it is that one person that keeps saying thumbs down. I was like, don't even sweat it because the thumbs down still counts. That means you saw it, you came in and you clicked the button. It doesn't matter if it's thumbs up or down, it still counts. We prefer thumbs up, but we'll take that thumbs down to you, little hater. It's all good. It don't even matter.
You're awesome. You're awesome. Arturo Sensimilia, cheers. He's they're telling us cheers as well. They just pop it in. You know, I can't say this about your name, and thank you so much for fucking watching me stumble and fuck that up night after night without calling me an asshole. And but I want to say to our thorough Sensimilia, you know, some of these names are kind of difficult. You know, you look at them because sometimes they can be multiple words mashed into one, and then you're trying to read it as one, and then some are just kind of chopped off. You know, mixed words. Our thorough. I've said that 1,000 times wrong already, and they had a different screen name at one point. But so then I was looking at their page, and it says arthropology, and I'm like, oh, that makes sense. You know, if I seen that as part of the word, I wouldn't be fucking it up half as bad. But as I just see it as Anturo, there are I don't know. Sometimes I just stumble. I'm high as shit when I do these shows, and but I gotta thank you for not just calling me now night after night after night when I was
it was so
butchering
funny.
yours.
Every time you said Mr. D's nuts, I was like, I don't have nuts. It's Nugz. It's Nugz. And I was like, well, really, I ain't got Nugz either, but Nugz, no nuts, no nuts. I'm like, it's a miss. It's a Ms, not Mr., not Mr. And then when Lexi finally got, I was like, yes. I was like, thank you. Somebody finally told him, yes.
You want to hear another funny one? I got this one last night. I probably wouldn't have got to hear this one unless it actually made me feel pretty good about the internet not working last night. It really did, because I jumped over there on Instagram and I was, farting around. And I thought to myself, heck, if some of these people want in, I'm going to let them in. You know what I mean? These aren't really official episodes. And so if somebody wants to pop in, I'm just going to, whatever. So Mystic Marks pops in, and we got to talking, and he cracked me up. He was in chat earlier. I don't know if he's still in chat, but if he is, what's up, man? But we get to talking, and he says, I actually called him Majestic Marks, and I have been. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. I've
yes,
been
you
calling
have.
Majestic.
Yes, you have.
And he's sitting there talking to me, and he's like, by the way, it's Mystic. He's like, I'm like, oh man, I'm so sorry. He's like, no. He's like, I'm a 6 foot big bearded motherfucker, and here you keep calling me majestic. And he's like,
Majestic.
he's like, man, this guy, thinks I'm majestic and shit. This is kind of nice, you know what I mean? So, don't feel too bad about it. I gotta tell you this is a good way. I'm like, man, thank you for being so good about it. But yeah, there he is right there. But yeah, I don't know how I do it. I think half the times I'm just, stoned trying to get as many of them out as quickly as possible. But it's funny. I love it when they call me out on that shit. You stoner, you an idiot. Say it right.
Yeah. Someone else said it. You're not the only one. You're not the only one. Someone else said, and I'm like, that is not nuts. Don't they see that's not nuts? But you know what? It's so funny because it sounds like these nuts, but no, it's these nugs.
Uh,
Let's see what
I,
else. What else? Let me see.
what do you look forward to growing in the future? What types of strains do you look for right now? Are you an indica gal? Are you a sativa hybrid? You don't care.
No,
What
I
kind
do
of
not.
terp profile are
You're
you
right.
chasing? Do you
You're
like
funny.
fruity
You're so
stuff?
okay.
You
That's
don't
what
like
you mean.
pines, lemons?
I prefer the fruity stuff, but I can't really say that because I haven't even grown anything fruity yet. So, and when I brought seeds, I wasn't looking for anything fruity. I was looking for something that was familiar to me. So, White Widow was familiar to me. Super Silver Haze was familiar to me. Now, when I go, I got Orange Gasm because I heard so much about it, and now, and I think it was more in my price range as well. That made a big difference for me. And, um, and then I got the autoflower, the 47 lemon 47, only because I kind of put that with AK 47 and lemon haze. So old school still, because I guess I'm still old school. It's like when I started listening to YouTube, that was a whole new level when it came to cannabis. I mean, you guys took it to a whole. All I knew was to smoke it. It was either buy it and smoke it or try to grow it and smoke it. That was it. It wasn't no cultivars. It wasn't no terpenes. It was none of that in the mix when cannabis came up. And it wasn't in the mix when weed came up because it wasn't cannabis, it was weed. When weed came up, we wasn't talking about terpenes, we wasn't talking about strains or anything. I don't know, but we was just talking about where we can get it from, how much was it, and who had the hookup. So then I have no idea when the weed, when weed went to cannabis, when it switched over, when the whole game changed. I have no idea because I wasn't in it. I wasn't a part of it. It just kind of fell in my lap. It was just something that was meant to be, and that's why it happened the way it happened. It was just meant to be. This was meant to happen. I was meant to be here having this conversation with you about something that we all have come to love, and that's cannabis. So how, why, who cares? It just happened. This is it. It is what it is. This is how it was supposed to be. This is how the universe planned it all. I never thought that I would be chatting with you guys about cannabis. I mean, come on, really? That who knew? Who knew? And when I play it for my family, they're gonna be like, wow, who knew? Who knew?
You had this like incredibly zen look to you when you said all that. I swear to you, you look like you had found exactly the place you were supposed to be in the moment, just like you were saying. You're your presence, the look on your face, even like the glow on the from the computer, kind of accented it all. I hope you go back and watch this.
Oh, for
I mean,
sure.
because you'll see you'll see that exactly what I'm talking about there. You looked like you had found something you were very passionate about, and you were speaking 100% from the heart. So I definitely seen the passion there. I did, which tells me you'll be just fine in your cannabis journey. I can
You know,
tell.
I'm sure, like I said, through the plethora of all this knowledge of it out here, I got to learn to pick and choose what's good for my palate, because I might not like everything that's on your plate. I might not like everything that's on Chris' plate or Purple Thumb's plate. I might just want a little bit off of your plate, a little bit off his plate, a little bit off everybody's plate just to make a full plate for myself. And then maybe I'll be able to have a plate that somebody want to come and get a little bit off of. That's what I want to do. Just like everyone has helped me, I'm hoping that one day I can help someone else. And we just keep playing that forward and just keep going and going and going. And we all just have this, when all this is over, we have this big old party because we've been cooped up. We've been sharing the dabs and the blunts and all that and the laughter, but it's not the same when that person's right there, you know.
It it helps people in a lot of ways, but first and foremost, I'm hoping that other people that says that I've talked to recently today, I mentioned no names, but that deals with anxiety and thinking they may not be able to come on. You spoke right from the beginning. I've got anxiety, and I'm glad I was able to do this. I hope that anybody else that has anxiety and that is thinking twice on whether or not they could hit that button, because it's not easy. I mean, when you look at that button and you click that, it's a little intimidating. It can be, but I'm glad you're an example that it can be done, and you can have a good time in doing it.
Yes. It's like sitting around talking to your friends. So I've been with you guys through this whole crisis. Seriously, through this whole crisis. So it's easy. At first I kept looking at the watch like, okay, it's getting close, and I started getting nervous. I was like, no, it's okay. You're okay. Just like you're okay. You can do this. You're a big girl. Relax. You got this. And I was like, do a dab. I was like, no. If you do a dab, you're gonna fall asleep. You're gonna start yawning. You're okay. You can do this. I'm doing this. I'm doing it.
So, who have you told that? Did you tell anybody you were coming out?
No one.
No one?
No one. No one. No one. No one. No one. No.
Really?
No. No.
Are you
That's
gonna
how
tell anybody?
I'm gonna show them. I'm gonna show them.
That's gonna be funny. That is funny. Are you just gonna like nonchalantly like roll one up and just kind of like you guys are just gonna watch something?
And
I'm
I'm
gonna
just
watch
gonna put it
this.
on. Because listen, they know I look at YouTube all the time. They know it. So I'll tell them, look, I need to learn this technique. So we got to watch this. Because usually I'll go in my room and I'll watch it. But no, I want to, we're all going to be sitting out there and I'm going to push play and we're going to watch. I'm like, who is that pretty lady right there? Oh, that's me.
That is awesome. It is awesome. Kind of in a small way, I'm kind of bummed because then we could have maybe possibly seen some in chat. They could have supported you a little bit like that. But
Listen,
I think it's going to be even better, like you say. You'll get to see all their faces firsthand, enjoy it, person to person.
I don't think any of my family has a YouTube or I don't know how they would see this unless I play it for them or send them a link. I can send them the link but
Oh, them boys
yeah,
gotta have a YouTube. Them boys gotta
no,
have a YouTube.
I know they got Instagram though. And my son tries to follow me. I was like, no, you can't follow me. No, I ain't your friend. Go on, beat it. Kick rocks, little boy. Leave me alone. And so I let him follow me, but I won't follow him. So, but no, none of my family. No, this is. This is my thing. I don't think anyone else. No. When they were surprised when I showed them that I had posted some pictures and videos on YouTube. They was like, "You really did?" I was like, "Yeah, I did that." They're like, "You're not gonna get in trouble." I was like, "Who gonna get me? No, I'm not gonna get in trouble." So no. Listen, if I send
Well,
my mother a picture, she was like, "Can you please stop sending me pictures? I don't want you to get in trouble." I was like, "I'm not gonna get in trouble for sending you the pictures. I'm just trying to show you what I'm doing. This is my thing. These are my babies. I have to show you my babies."
well, this is my opportunity to tell them that I'm outing you right now. You better stop it right now. That your mom, your wife, is very loved in the cannabis community, and is every time she pops up, everybody loves to see her, and we enjoy seeing her in all the chats. So she's she's well known in the cannabis community, YouTube
I am
community for
part
sure.
of the cannabis community on YouTube and
You,
Instagram. And wait, I forgot I'm on something else, but I can't remember. Discord, I think.
yeah, yeah, probably. Michigan Bros Grow Show chat there.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. So yeah, yeah. And I signed up for WeedTube or something, but I don't know how some of these people keep up with all these different platforms. You're growing 50,000 plants and you're keeping up with 50,000 platforms. Kudos to you. That's just too much for me. So YouTube and Instagram, I got a Discord, but I don't go on there. The WeedTube, I don't go on there. It was exciting setting all this up, but it's a job. It's really a job managing all of those. So no, I'll stick to YouTube and Instagram. It works for me.
It's funny. They're gonna now they're gonna look. They'll look on YouTube. They'll be like, "Oh my God, she is a rock star." They're gonna be like, watch. You can pop in, and they're gonna go. We're all gonna be like, "Miss these nugs, Miss these nugs, Miss nugs," and they're gonna sit back and go, "Really? Are you
Right.
looking at this shit?"
Right. They were like,
50 people
so
just said hi to her and shit.
right. And she only has like 3 pictures on her Instagram. I mean, from her YouTube from like way back when. But only because they say they always talking about all the guidelines that YouTube has now. I don't have time for that. I'm not trying to. No, with all the guidelines, you guys taking it above my level. So I'll stick to where I can just post it. I'm not selling anything and 21 and over only, all that. And yeah, I want to keep it simple. So when I got to worry about what I post, I don't post any music. Oh yeah, I do be listening to, but whatever. Yeah, that's why I don't post anything on YouTube anymore. And then some of the videos, oh my goodness, like Mr. Canucks, bro, his videos are phenomenal. The music, everything just be on point. But good Lord, I've heard you guys talk about how long it takes to edit these videos. So no, I'll leave
Yes,
that to the
ma'am. That's the fucking
pros.
reason why this show's live.
Listen,
There's a
right. I'll
reason
leave it
why
to
this
the
show is
pros.
live, man.
Yeah, that's not my thing right there.
There ain't no way I'm going back and editing this bullshit. For sure, 5 hours worth of editing and uploading it back. No.
That's a lot of work. And then to do all that work and then have YouTube say no, you did something wrong and take it down. Oh heck no. 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 You piss me off. So no.
Well,
I
I'd like to say there's another aspect to the live thing about that too. Is I've touched on this aspect before. Is well, if this were recorded, well, I like the aspect of chat being here. For some reason, this is the fuel right here because I've tried, just recording, and it just the rhythm just kind of seems a little off, and then on top of that, you know what they know. As soon, you know what I mean. There's nothing, it's all transparent. You ain't got to
right.
worry about how I'm going to take this and edit it and do whatever. And you know what I mean? You can, especially, and I don't know what levels your anxiety is, but I'm just saying somebody on the other side, not necessarily you, but I could see how somebody on the other side could sit there for like a week. You know what I mean? Not seeing the video and going, oh fuck, what what happened? What did I miss? You know what I mean? But this is completely different. You know exactly what's going on.
Exactly.
You'll be able to watch this as soon as it's over. You know what I mean? And so I like that aspect about it. And again, it allows me to be a little bit lazy and not have to go back and do that editing. There's some
Right.
things I could do, like start running it through Streamlabs to kind of dress it up, and
Wait.
I could actually go ahead.
It's the Streamlabs, the little thing that said, if you like the channel, press thumbs up and click this and do this. When it usually comes up in chat.
Aspect of it. Yep, that's an aspect of it, but it like runs your show. You can do
But right, because it deletes stuff. Yeah, it deletes stuff from it. You know, it retracts conversations. If people try to share stuff, it say don't share or don't put any links in there.
Only if you set it up to do that. Only if you set it up to do that. This is more like it's more like an editing software, to where like you can run different things and you can screen share, and then you can program that to do advertising, chat, and all that good stuff.
Okay, yeah,
but you don't have to use
way above my head.
to use that.
Yeah, that's way above
me.
my head.
I've been messing with it. It's a little bit over my head too. That's why we're still doing this. I have the tools, but I ain't there yet. This is gonna be about as fancy as you get right here. Let me flip here.
Please don't do the floating head. Please don't do the floating head.
There. Skills is getting right here. I mean, as far as production goes, this is about as high as I get. But again, I thought about like using a background like this. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And to me, this is like too faulty. You know what I mean? But like, isn't this like? Oh, let me get back to it. You know what I mean? It's like it's not as flashy. I'm like more. It's like I'm just sitting here, just like you're sitting here. It's not looking like it's a production thing, or you know what I'm saying? I feel it's more just like friendly, I guess, without the big background or whatever.
Right. I don't even know what you did. Whatever you did, it just, I don't know. I really don't. Okay, wait, let me light up too. Let's see. I've been using this wick, this hemp wick, and I like it, except you have to be careful where you set this down. You have to be careful. You'll burn your house down if you're not careful with this doggone thing, especially sitting at a desk. No, has to be careful where you set this down.
Jack, a little holder thing where you just kind of pulled it back into like that self-feeding metal tube, and it kind of extinguished it real quick. I thought it was really neat.
Yeah, because I see people doing it with their fingers. I tried that. That's not my thing. And you know what?
Did you tell me what you had over there? What are you smoking?
White Widow that I grew and stuffed in a cone because I can't roll a joint to save my life. And I've tried, but man, I'm telling you, I had to go buy a roller, and I don't like the way it comes out the roller. So it's not meant. I prefer to.
There's no shame in a roller.
Yeah, I'm cool with it. I don't care. So I don't even do that anymore. I ordered the little cones from Amazon, stuff, and I'm good to go. You ain't got to worry about it. I don't care for blunts. Right. I don't care for blunts. Excuse me, but it's just too harsh. The smoke is too harsh. And the taste is, no. Now I'll hit a blunt. Ugh, no, never. I hit a blunt. Yeah, right. Yeah, I'll hit a blunt. Don't get me wrong, I'll hit one. But if that's all that's available, but that's why I'd rather just take my own. I know what I have. And then I have like when I bought the Rising Bomb, it came with this little dab kit. So it's portable. It came with a little carrying case with it and everything. I take mine with me. But I can't dab now because that'll be the end of the show.
I seen that. You know, it's funny you said that because I seen it and I was like, oh shit, she's checking out on me. Is that her way to
No, no.
right
But
there?
but I have to go get my charger. My computer is gonna die. Hold on 1 second.
No worries. John Cannesy, Jerry P. Arthur, Sensimilia, Shriek, Shark Boy 99, Abolish Farms. How you doing tonight, brother? Trey Balone, Chingo Man, how you doing? Mo Grower, how you doing? Kazoo, Jack Screendock, how you doing? Oh, you making fun of my internet, Jack? Man, come on. Rosicrucian, Prof, how you doing? Smiley's Garden, my man. Charlie's Farm 420, how you doing? Excuse me. How is everybody doing tonight? Who else we got in chat here? I thought I seen Boom Boom. If you're in chat, hello, the American one. How you doing? Much love to everybody that showed up tonight and spared through these goofy internet problems from tonight and last night. Thank you for toughing it out after last night's stormy mess and showing back up tonight. I appreciate it 100%. And our gracious guest is back up and running at full power. How you doing?
Hold on. Okay, I'm back.
Feel free to give anybody shout outs that you want or, address anything you see in chat at any time. I forgot to tell you that in the beginning, but
man,
I think you know how that works.
Right, I'm shouting out to everyone in the chat. Who we got? I'm gonna see if I can
go ahead.
Let me see if
Work
I can
do your way right through there.
Okay, we got Bill Sid, we got Aldrich 25, CJ Apple, Social Read Nerd, Smiley Gardens, The American One, Mystic Marks or Mystical Marks. We have Abolish Farms, Shark Pulley 989, Jack Greenstalk in the house, DLP 2372. What you cook over there? Let's see. Kenos Genetics and Mrs. Kenos Genetics. Let's see. Chris is in the house.
Super
Chris
great
Mertz.
People there.
Yes. Let's see. Johnny Canseed. Johnny Canaseed. Ha ha ha. Nutrient shout outs. Ocean Decor 420. That's my first time saying that name. Modern Genetics. Hey. Thank you all for coming to see me. Kazoo Kush. Gary P. John Boy. Backwoods All Good. SoCal Weed Nerd. So me. Look, me. Let's see. Anthro Sensimilla.
I wanna tell you too, you don't have to stop your shout outs. Go ahead and keep them going. I just
JD's in the house.
Right at this point, you've got probably one of my favorite moments. When I look back at, I've got this is 64 episodes. When I look back at 64 episodes, one of my favorite moments right now
Boom Bombs in the house.
From the internet there and seeing you pop up and you're like, This is my show now.
Trevor Man, light him up again, Tim. Trey Belon, Charlie's Farm 420. Hey, much love, you guys. Resurrection Prophet. Hey, Drop Shot One. That's what's up.
I honestly
What's up?
cannot wait to go back and watch that. It's that whole little it's there. I can't. I know I'm missing funny stuff right there. And thank you for being such a great person, not panicking at that. You just rolled with it.
Right. You
It's
got to
pretty
keep the show
awesome.
going. Got to keep going. Got to keep going.
Oh,
Got
and
to
I
keep
am
going.
so grateful. So grateful. You didn't even hesitate. That's awesome too. And
Let me
to
see.
come back, I mean, like I said, I was sitting there panicking, going, "Oh no, is she just gonna panic?" And then I come back too, and you're like, "This is my show now." I'm like, "Yes, what a great spirit, you know." Hell yeah, this is your show now, girl. Run with it.
Tara Wilson. Look, everyone from the Michigan Bro Show, Skill Bones, Sequence, Red Setter Farms. I'm forgetting Spartan Grown. I'm forgetting somebody. Who am I forgetting? But all of them over there, they're just spitting all kind of nice. Smiley Gardens be over there as well. Look, all of them. And then look, it's the Michigan Bro Grow Show. It's the Cheap Home Podcast. I think that's it.
Cheap home grow show.
Cheap Home Grow Show. Yeah, that's it. And it's um organics. I can't believe I remember this.
Racing organics.
Yes, good grief. Are you serious? Yes, that one right there. Yeah, all those shows. I listened to all of those. The Dudes Grow Show, Potent Ponic Steve. I even listen now. That's where I got my little weather station from. Um, can't remember the other guy's name, but something AP Meds. AP Meds has this little weather station. It comes with 3 transmitters, and I ordered the little water meter that comes with it, and it works great. It it has a little motherboard that's in my room. I need to have it downstairs, but I can pull it up on my phone no matter where I am, and I can see the temperature, the humidity, and the water level, the soil, the meter moisture, the soil moisture meter. I can see all that no matter where I am. And so now the blue mats, that's where I'm at now. So I ordered the blue mat system because I realized that in the fabric pots, when I'm watering from the top, it's not really wetting the bags enough. And so I'm doing the wicking, but I also want the blue mats to keep the top part moist so it doesn't dry out for the microbes. Yeah, that's right. I think that's how that go. So I just have to get that set up.
Yeah.
So anytime it's something a little technical, it takes me a while to jump in and do it. But once I get in there, with the AC Infinity fan, I had that fan for probably 2 months. And I just kept, and I'm still not even all the way hooked up. I just hooked up the fan part. I still have to hook up the motherboard. So it takes me a little while to get around to the technical things, but I eventually get to them. So, and then now I want to hook the blue mats and finish hooking up the AC Infinity fan and hook up my new light before my camera get here, because I want to be able to just jump in and hook that up. And then next time I come on, I'll be able to show you guys my grill.
Sounds like you got all the fun stuff all the way. You have nowhere to go.
Now, but one
You've got a
thing,
good handle on it now.
I'm trying to figure out. I was thinking about getting the pulse, but I just keep thinking that it's something else out there that I can get instead of the pulse. Because I'm using the Inkbirds and they work great, but I'm using 2 Inkbirds, but now I have 2 tints, so I might need to use 2. still working out some things over here because I just got the other tent.
I
And
would suggest going back and watching GML from this last week. Loki was talking. They were talking about environment controllers.
now, I think I was on that one. I think they were talking about the Troll Master. If I'm not mistaken, I think that Troll Master I think was out of my budget. If it's over $200, it's out of my budget. And I think the Troll Master was out of my budget. I'm not even gonna check, but I think that's the one that Loki was talking about.
Back.
I have it's purple thumb.
And like an all-in-one. Sorry if I interrupted you.
Yeah, that's the camera I have, the Wise Cam.
Yep, that's the one I run here too.
Yeah, that's why I went with it. Because first I ordered the Blink Mini, but then after I watched I was watching one of your episodes and you showed how you had just clicked on the camera one and camera two, or Wise one and Wise two, however you had it set up, and you was able to show the rooms. And I don't think that the Blink Mini did that. So I sent that back and ordered that camera. So I'm waiting for that to come.
There's different ways you can go about that, but in that system that he was showing there, you can do that. You can just put your any. It seemed like he said any IP camera you could incorporate, just like the numbers into it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And any camera would work. You just had to drop in the IP address into the program, and then all of a sudden, I believe he also said that you could run your like air conditioners and shit with it as well. You could even make like a dumb air conditioner, like a smart air conditioner with this, because it would like turn on and off your air conditioner and
I think
ramp
it's
it
that
up
Troll.
and down.
Yeah, I think it's that Troll Master. I think
No,
that's
it was a weird name. It was a weird name. It wasn't Troll Master.
Okay.
And everybody else hadn't really heard of it either. But he was like, no, I had discovered this a while ago. And this is what I've been using. And it's, they haven't really raised the price yet. But he was like, man, I haven't had a problem with this thing. So that's, in fact, I kind of made a note to myself that I was like, when I'm interested and I'm making that step myself, I need to go back and, you know what I mean,
and look
rewatch it. Yeah.
So what do you use to keep your room cool? Do you use CO2?
No, I actually, I'm up here in northern Michigan. So even on a hot night,
and it is just me again on a hot night. Okay, I'm going to go to chat. Tomorrow says the Wi-Fi plugs do it to Inkbirds. Okay, you know what? I keep forgetting you guys can hear me. I'm sitting up here typing it, but I have the Wi-Fi plugs, the Inkbirds, and the ambient weather station. But I just think that I need something. Hey, American One. I just think I need something that kind of helps me with the VPD. That's my main thing, because now that I have the LED lights, I know that I need to keep the temperature in the room in the 80s in order to keep the leaf surface temperature in the 80s, right? So I need something that'll let me know that when my heater is off or when the LED is off and the heater is running at whatever temperature the nighttime should be, autopilot controller. I need something to help me with my VPD. That's what I'm trying to get that dialed in. I know I'm playing with the different strains right now. Looks like you got the ham, Miss D. That's what's up, you guys. So what we gonna talk about? Pulse monitor grows, measure VPD. But see, I'm in a tent and I don't know if the CO2 is sealed enough. I mean, the tent is sealed enough for CO2. Okay, that's what's up. I have an infrared thermometer as well, but that means I would have to be there, to check it. I want to be able to go away. That's why I'm getting the Blue Mass systems and I'm getting everything. So if I go away for a weekend, I don't have to worry about my babies. I know that they're okay. I can check in on with the camera and I can check all my temps with all my little other gadgets. I just want to make sure that, with the LED, I'm not using any cooling. You got ink birds with a temperature, they make both. Yes. Oh, yes, Jay Diz. I'm about to type it in. I keep forgetting you guys can hear me. Yes, I have the one for the temp and the humidity. I have two of them. I have the big brown one, so to speak, the Inkbird, and then I have the Wi-Fi, the little one, Wi-Fi for the Inkbirds.
That's what I get for trying to talk about me.
No, that's cool. Hey, and look, now I'm about to mess up their name too. It was Surreal How, Surreal How,
Sure, how
Surreal. Yeah, Surreal How.
that's a tough one. That's a tough
Yeah.
one. Oh,
Okay.
so I'm totally sorry about that. I don't know
No,
what the heck's going on, but you have been a super trooper about all this.
no, because listen, they giving me the information I need because they're trying to help me make up my mind on what to do as far as getting something to have it more dialed in to what it is. Learn how to humidify into the tent is least ideal in a small spot. Yeah, I have a mental sensor. I had ordered that visible. What? Wait. I have a Mando sensor, $99, measure temp, infrared light, visible light, humidity. Okay, that sounds good, Mo Grower. Thank you for that little information right there. I'll have to check that out. Thumbs up to you on that one. They say they're enjoying the Miss D show. That's what's up, you guys. They say, Eagle, if you need to take another break, it's all good. I got this.
I dig it. I dig it too. I want you every time I come back. I want you to welcome me back just like that. Welcome back to the Miss D show.
Right. Right. And it's so funny. Listen, I was practicing the sound bit, right? I was
Nice.
practicing it and I was messing it up. And it was like, okay, now I see how they mess it up. Now I was like, it's easy. It's easy. Every time they was doing, I was like, it's easy. Why they keep messing it up? And as soon as I had to really do it, I messed it up. I was like, okay, I see it. I get it now. It makes sense. You know.
This has been fun, and you have been like a trooper about it all. I mean, seriously. I mean, most people would have got discouraged. You know what I mean? God
Nope.
damn it! This guy, who is this Joker? You can't even get through the friggin' episode.
Nope.
And no, not you. You a trooper. You running with it. That's awesome. I do.
That's what's
I'm
up.
loving this. I am absolutely loving this.
Me too. Me too. Listen, I wouldn't be doing anything right now, but in the chat. But you know what's so funny? I actually missed the chat. I feel like I'm missing out, but I can go back and see it.
It's funny. I get that. I feel the very same way. I really do. I got that feeling when I was on the Michigan Bros Grow Show on Sundays. There, you know what I mean. I'd watch chat and everything else, but I really was used to being on the other side, being in the in the chat, saying hi to everybody and whatnot, and it was so weird. And then when I kind of took a break there and was back in the chat, I was like, I missed this.
Right,
I really
exactly.
missed hanging out. It's a different feeling, and I love the opportunity when I get to hang out in chat. It is fun.
Yes, it is.
That's Lexi's just come. That's how Lexi's got in, stumbled into all this. She's not really even a smoker, but can't she's found relief from CBD. That's a whole nother
Mm-hmm.
story. But
Right.
uh, she's seen how I've always been in these chats for years and years and years, and kind of like whatever. But since I've been doing this, and she's been now, it's like she talks about like, oh, they such and such said this and that. She was the one that she kind of come up to me the one day when I got the Mister and the Mrs. right, and was still messing up the last part of it. She's like, Dad, come on, it's Nugz, Nugz, get it right,
When
get
you
it
finally
right.
did it, I was like, yes, he got it. Yes. Yes. No nuts. No nuts.
She's actually discovered how fun it is to hang out and chat. And, it's fun. It's fun to see the next generation kind of get introduced into this.
Right. And you know what? It's just all love. You know what I'm saying? We share that one love for that one thing, which brings us all together. And it's just amazing.
It is too, and I sound like a skipping record most times, but this plant does bind so many ways. I mean, it's not just growing it; it's the the feeling you get when you get together with people and you talk about it. I mean, it could be at the store, the grocery store, wherever.
Yes,
You always
wherever.
feel see people talking about it.
Okay. Back to my show, peeps. Well, this has been freaking awesome. Who knew, huh? Thanks, Mike Jones. Welcome to the Miss D's Nug Show. What we all smoking on tonight? I'm smoking on some White Widow. That's right, Miss D's Nug Show. My house, your house. Mi casa es su casa, everyone. Go ahead, put your feet up, light one up. Go ahead, grab you something to drink out the refrigerator. Welcome to my place. Everyone is welcome. No judgment, just love. A place. Yes. You're so welcome. Looking. You know what's so funny? I keep forgetting you guys can hear me. Listen, you guys are so welcome. I enjoy being here, and I'm looking forward to seeing every one of you guys on the Eagle. Nope, on the Miss D's Nug Show. Hopefully, my guest Ego Gardens will find his way back to the show. And if not, it's all good. We will keep this rolling, rolling. How much time? I still got about 20 minutes. Yes, the Miss D's Lounge, Miss D's Nugz Lounge. I can't even get my name right. What C's you popping next? Um, I'm going to pop the Orange Gasm by Irie Genetics. Welcome back to the Miss D's Nugz Show, Eagle Gardens. So good to see you.
This
So
has got
good
to
to
be
see
some
you.
kind of record, for host errors here.
No, it's cool. It's cool. I'm holding the fort down. I just told him my next season I'm popping is the Orange Gasm by Irie Genetics and the AK Lemon AK by Faz Buds. That's an auto. But that's what I'm popping next. My favorite high snack. My favorite high snack is lightly salted Lay's with hot sauce and some Butterfingers. That's my favorite high snack. I can eat them chips. Oh my goodness, it's not safe for me to have those chips around me. But usually, yeah, just the chips, some sweet and salty, some chips, some spicy chips, and a Butterfinger or two. Little, Halloween size Butterfingers. Smoking on some bubble kush. No, I did not Black Widow Eagle.
I'm reading some of these chat comments myself. The first thing I seen when it came back was in defense of Eagle. I was like, oh no. Oh no.
Okay, listen, I have a question. How do you guys know when it is time to flip to flower?
Size.
Like usually when I flip, it's because they already started the pistols, and I think I'm flipping too late.
No, that's not too late.
Okay,
It's really
cool.
more or less size. That's what most people go for. Once a clone is, a clone is well matured and established, ready to be flipped. You can, as soon as a clone takes root, you can actually flip it, no matter
Okay,
what size it is.
let me rephrase that. From seed, I've never
From
cloned.
from from
Seed.
seed, I'd like to see 45 to 60 days. You don't have to go that long, but by then you should be able to identify male or female. It should
Oh, I'm
be
sorry.
fully,
Feminized.
it should be
Feminized.
still,
Feminized.
it should, well, it doesn't really change much here. It should be still mature enough to be flipped. I still think that sometimes a seedling can still express things a little bit later. After like second run, it's still establishing some traits. But I still like to see 45 to 60 days to flip. You know what I mean? Easy. But
Okay.
more or less, I revert to my original statement. It goes back to size and what you're doing with the plant. If you're not, low stress training it or topping the shit out of it, you want to go. You want to control it. So like most plants double or triple in size. So if your plants, if you only have height room for 3 feet, you want to flip at like 1 foot. You know what I mean? You got to control it in size and flip. That's my answer. Not necessarily time, but size is how I go.
Right. So, because right now I'm trying, what is it, Bill Wired on YouTube? He trains his plants to keep them short because he's in a tent and I'm in a tent. So I'm training to keep them short. So I keep them tied, you know, tied down so they can grow out bushy. I've topped them. So let me see. And then I have to work on keeping up with where what where they are in their life, like in what week they are, because right now I don't know. It's on my calendar downstairs, but I would really need to look at the calendar to see what week I am in veg from seed because I've never. I think it's easier to grow from seed because I've never tried cloning. So
Cloning's super easy. I think you get a vigorous plant, more vigorous plant from seed, especially outdoors. But cloning's super easy, super easy, and it saves you a ton of money. And once you found that one, it saves you a whole lot of time.
right. So it's good that I'm practicing with the seeds that I got from I Love Growing Marijuana. Those seeds, like they say the seeds supposed to be a certain way, but even though they're small, they still grow. You know, the mm,
I mean, a clone from seed, as far as the time scale goes, a clone takes about 3 weeks off of that time scale. You know what I'm saying? At minimum.
okay.
So that's the advantage of going from clone. Like I said, once that clone has roots, it technically can be flipped.
Oh,
And from
really?
that point, yeah, it's from that point it's a matter of size. To where from seed, you're kind of wanting to make sure that thing is it's a maturity thing. But a clone, man, once that even a clone that tall, once it's got roots, it could be flowered. You ain't gonna get next to shit out of it, but technically you could flower it. And people do that. The sea green method,
Mhm.
where you're not necessarily worried about count, where you're just putting like 50 plants in a 4x4 and letting them grow up into a single cola. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
all them guys are doing is taking cuts, letting them root out, and once they're in that medium, they put them in a medium, let them sit in there for a couple of days. Boom, 50 into flower. They're not
Yeah.
vegging them out for very long or nothing like that. So you can save a lot of time once you get that cloning game down. And cloning is really not that hard. It's really not. And
Right. I see them taking clips and like Spartan Grown, he take his from the top or the bottom.
that's a bunch of hooey
Some
too in my book.
Yeah, someone said that they take theirs from the bottom. I can't remember who that was.
I take mine from the bottom and I take them from the top. As far as which one has more vigor, I don't really see a difference. It's how you manicure your plant. Me myself, I'm going to clean it up from the bottom anyway before flower. So why not just
Right.
take them from there?
Take one. Right. Now, I always hear them talking about pheno hunt. What do you look for when you're pheno hunting?
When I'm pheno hunting, that depends. That's based on you. When you're pheno hunting, you're looking. Let's say you pop a pack of 10 pack of seeds, okay, and you weaned out your males. They can vary. They can vary slightly. One plant might be a little linkier, uh, bigger internodal space. One plant might be shorter in structure. The nodes might be tighter, and you might notice a little bud from one plant to another. Bud structure could be a little bit different, and terp profile. So that's what we talk about when we talk phenol selection. When it boils down to that, it's a matter of what we're looking for, which one has the most strongest stent, the tightest buds, the structure that we're looking for, and then that's usually the phenol we're going with. Uh,
So that doesn't apply to feminizes then.
and that's another argument. I don't think it should. In my opinion, a good breeder, it should, but it does. What I've come to find out as late, because breeders aren't necessarily as picky as I would think they would be. Yes, so you can get a different pheno selection in female seeds. Slightly, not as great as you would from a regular seed, but there can be some variation in phenols, or genomes rather. Uh, there can be different phenotypes in fem seeds.
Okay, so okay, so that's what I did. I've never done that. So first, I've never brought. regular seeds. I've only purchased feminized seeds because I didn't want to have to go through the hassle of trying to figure out what was what. And so I always just went with feminized seeds. And so when I started following on YouTube, that's all I kept hearing. Everyone kept saying it. And I was like, what are they talking about? You know? So it's like, am I, the way my mind works, if I buy 10 seeds, I'm going to grow all 10 seeds. But I get it now because you can't keep buying seeds. So you have to, okay, the light just came on with that one. You just can't keep buying seeds. So
Well, you can keep buying seeds if you
it
want.
gets
I
very
mean,
expensive to keep
yeah,
buying
it's very
seeds.
expensive, and what the cloning thing is, it saves you a ton of money, and then once you find that one, it's there for life. You can have that one plant for the rest of your life. As long as you're keeping it healthy when you're taking them cuts, it's not gonna get any worse or sway for the rest of that. You'd have that same plant 30 years down the road. That same one, and look how
Okay.
much money you've saved yourself not having to buy seed.
Wow.
I mean,
Okay. And then Condor Grower, hey Condor Grower, number one. He said he's had his keeper for 4 years. Keeper after four. I have one keeper after 4 years.
and then you should know too, in case you ever find that one and you didn't take clones, or uh, you didn't take clones, or you mid flower, you go like, oh, I should have took clones. I want to save this one. You can re-veg that plant and
I,
grow
I've
that same plant again,
I've
or you
heard
can
that.
take cuts from it. I've re-vegged buds, just buds with like 2 leaves on it. Boom, boom, and start a whole new plant from that bud. It can be done. So don't think it's a done deal. As long as when you try chopping it down, you can bring that plant back. If it's something that sets you back, you can save it and still save yourself some money. It's actually, in my opinion, it's better the second round like that. After a re-veg, it's gone through a whole different genetic coding, if you will. From now on, after the re-veg, the uh, the structure will be different. I'd say the first round, your plant was all lanky, or a little bit lanky, if you will, and then but it was something that you liked, so you re-vegged it. Through that re-vegging process, that next round, the internodal spacing should be more bushy. The bud sites will be closer together. It's just the miracle. That's actually like a monster cropping process when you're taking clones from a flowering plant and started back over, or a re-vegged plant. It's been pretty much a monster crop, and there'll be bushes after that point. I mean, it's not re-vegging isn't a bad thing at all. It can be time consuming. I remember the first time I heard of that shit in a grocery store. I was hanging out. This one guy was like, "Yeah, I'm revenging," and I'm sitting there. I'm like, "What? You can bring
Right.
one back?" And he was like, "Yeah." He was old schooler. You know what I mean? He's like, "Yeah, I've been growing this same one for like 10 years. The stalks on it like this fat and shit." I'm like, "What? Really?" And yeah, I looked into it and I was like, "Man, it's just a game changer." I instantly thought about all the strains I had lost in time, but yeah, yeah, start your clone game now for sure.
Uh, okay, Chris, you say it's time to get a mom tent. You got an extra light. I don't want to turn that 1,000 watt back on.
You don't
I,
need one for veg. You don't need something like that for veg. I mean, for veg, you could have a small LED like this, that the Mars Hydro TS 1000s under $100, and you could
really.
veg in a 4x4 area in that all day long.
And so would you keep it at an 18.6?
That preferably, even like that's kind of what I was telling you. You don't necessarily even need a dark cycle. As long as that light's off and it's like not super bright, you could get away with not having a tent. just leaving that veg area in a corner area, you know.
Really? And you just leave it over there, huh?
Yeah.
That seems that seems kind of. I feel like
And
she'll be better in a tent. She'll be safer in a tent. I can protect her better in a tent versus sticking her in a corner somewhere.
that that's up to you. I don't, but all my veggies are out in the open like that. I don't necessarily utilize tents for veg. You know,
Oh, really?
yeah. I had times in the wintertime, to be honest, we talked about heating the house.
Mm-hmm.
That's no bullshit. And we got cut out when I was telling you my system, but this system, this grow, heats my northern Michigan house
I'm
all
pretty.
winter long. I only had to buy 4 quarts a year, 4 quarts of wood this year, and I don't run the heater at all. This shit actually heats my house. It sucks all the hot air out of the LED tents.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you want me to finish that story.
Yes.
Uh, uh, so these run at night because these plants like a cooler temperature. Okay, more what northern Michigan can do, and so this goes right out, right through all 4 of these lights, bam, 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 bam. And right now it goes into my right there right before my heater. It goes into the cold air return, and
Mm-hmm.
it picks up, and
And pushes it right
the
through.
heater push it through the whole house.
Mm-hmm.
This is equivalent to 4 Eden Pures right here running. You know what I mean? The same amount of heat being provided, and then plus it's sucking hot air out of the LED tanks too.
Right.
So there's a good amount of heat being generated, but the LEDs don't run right now. They run during the day. So what happens right now is the hotter lights are running at night, and I'm bringing in cooler, double filtered, cooler northern Michigan air. So even during the summer months,
I was about to
uh,
ask you about how do you keep it cooler in the summer.
it's like 65, 60, 65 up here. Heck, last
Oh.
summer, it was 55-degree nights all summer long. And that's what an air
Oh.
conditioner is pumping out. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
So I'm pulling in from the outside. It's going through a filter, then it's coming in through another lung room, and then it's coming through another filter, and then it's being dumped into the room that I'm in right now. So even though it was 86 degrees um, today, let me look behind me. It is 81 degrees in here right now, and
Oh,
I'm
wow.
running 4K with no air conditioner or nothing right now, with fresh, cool Michigan air cooling off my system.
That's what's up. Because I'm telling you, that one light was killing my basement. It had my pipe sweating. It was
Yeah,
just too hot.
and you would, and to be honest with you, you would have been better off running a 600 watt in that 4x4. It would have been a less draw, less heat, and it's a more efficient for that space. So without this being opened up like this, these 1,000 watts would be way too much for these times. In fact, I could be setting things out. You see right now
You
on
can
the
see the
floor.
reflection. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I could be having more plants out there. I could be having vegetables set out there right now and utilizing that extra light, but I don't. And then
Yeah.
so during the day, we were talking about again because there's no air conditioning here. Uh, I'm running the LED, which those plants like to higher leaf temperature. They like to be about 80, 82, which again is an average northern Michigan day here.
Mhm.
So during them times, I'm just kind of blowing around nice, cool room ambient air around here, kind of into the tents, and then I'm just pulling out that extra hot air out of the tents. So it's basically whatever it is outside. So if it's
All
80
right.
degrees out here, it's 80
80
degrees in
degrees
that
and
tent.
okay.
So it just kind of works its way out the way I've got it set up. And, it works well. It works well up here in northern Michigan.
And then the other thing I never understood is how some plants can get close. And I guess my issue was because it was just way too much heat in that tent. Because I had it, as far up as I can get it up. That's what he said. But it just it was just too much heat for that tent. There's way too much heat for that tent.
Jack's
And I
saying
kept
right
thinking,
here, he's agreeing with me. He says, even though you don't want to dim the 1,000 to a 600, I agree. They kind of, when you change the pullback, that you're changing the light spectrum on a thowie. When you pull back it to a 600, it changes the spectrum slightly. But he's saying right here that running a 600 at full blast would outperform 1,000 dim to a 600 watt. So you all together, you would have been a whole lot less heat, and yeah, probably outperform that 1,000 by a mile. So just putting that out there.
right. um, Chris Mertz said, he asked, did I have a DHU in my lung room? It's like, what the hell? I don't even have a lung room. What, what is that? I think the lung room is where the cool air comes in, right? Or you
Yeah,
push.
the lung room in my situation is like a buffer. That's where the air comes from the outside into the lung room. Kind of holds it and kind of like preconditions it for a second before it goes into your room. It's kind of like a staging area.
Yeah, I
So
don't
if
have one of those.
and he may be even asking me, no, I don't have one. But in that case, like if it were like a hot, humid summer day, that he's kind of referring to, I'd be pulling in high humid air. You know what I mean? That air could be 70, 80%
Yes.
humidity.
Hmm.
And I would probably want to, pull some of that moisture out before dumping it into my room. I think is where he's going with that.
Oh, yeah, I don't have that. Right now, it gets the cool air from whatever's on the basement floor. So I have a intake. So the basement floor is my lung room, I guess, because the air comes off the basement floor, I guess, into um the fan that pushes it into the tent like that. And then it goes up through the carbon filter, I think, and then out through the AC infinity fan, and it's just ducted out the top. So
I would be actually feel spoiled if I had air conditioning. I know a lot of people think it's essential, but I have never yet to. I've never put air conditioning in none of my grows.
now I have a portable air conditioner, but it was given to me and something's wrong with it. It leaks. So I'm cool with it. I've also thought about hooking up a vent to the I have those block windows with that vent, and I was gonna hook one of those big heater vent things which will pull air in with an intake fan, and that will pull that cool air in. But then it's getting hot, so it'll be humid. What's gonna get the moisture off of the air before it goes in the tent? That's where the DHU comes in at. But then it's like I'm working it. It's extra work, and that's extra electricity. So yeah, I got to find out other ways to make it work.
They're just dishing out
So
tons of
much,
stuff for you in the
so much
chat here.
information. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna read all of it. Right. I don't have to type. I'm so used to typing into chat. I can talk to you guys.
It is. It does take a little bit to get used to, doesn't it?
I keep doing that. Okay, so I have the HLG 550 R spec. I haven't plugged it up yet, but I have
Oh,
it
you.
hanging. It's hanging up. I just haven't plugged it up because there's nothing in the flower tent but some herbs, and they're up under some clamp lights. Because I don't know how I could take my laptop down because you couldn't see it on the other side. So yeah, I have to wait till I get some cameras. So I I got it and hung it up because I just wanted to see it out the box. So it's just some clamp lights in there because everything is still in my veg tent up under the spider farmer. So I had to hook the light up. But oh yeah, that's a good question. So when I do hook the light up, where what's I saw the thing that dials it up and down, the for the light, the dial or the adjuster, can't think of it. The thing that adjusts the lights, the dimmer, the dimmer. So when I do put my veggie plants up under that 550 R spec, should the dimmer be on, what is it, 25% or low? How about that?
Oh, it's not a bad place to start. It kind of depends on the height of the light too, I would think. How far you
Ah,
got them.
yeah, dimmer, you guys. I know I got it. I got it late in the game, but I got it.
They're like 20 seconds behind. You got to realize that too. They're
Oh,
like,
okay.
yeah. I would I would definitely think it wouldn't be a bad thing to dim them, but it would more or less a height thing. You can't have that space, then you
Mhm.
dim them. But if you could raise them or whatever, it's not necessarily a bad of an option.
Right, because they
See
say
what they think.
you don't want to shock them with the light, because right now they're up under that spider farmer, and that spider farmer is like at 200, I think is max, I think. But I know it's because I have one of those kilowatts. It reads whatever the kilometer. So I have that. And so the spider farmer is like set at 200. So I need another kilometer now since I have the LED light. Okay, so with the spider farmer set at 200, when I take them to the flower tent, I need to have that dialed in about three, 400. Just, I don't know. Can we turn it down to 40 to 500 watts? Half. Okay, half. Runs most efficiently at 50 to 75%. Thanks, Chris. We're a little
Gotta
slow.
love Chris. He's full of some good information there.
Man,
As
they all are.
far
That's
as
why
that.
I'm always all in, just all in, all in. I was like, yep, save that, save that, save this video, save this video, save this video.
It's hard to keep up with all that tech stuff. Even right now, I'm smiling at you as looking as a newer girl or listen to you talk about. I gotta get this dimmer and get that dimmer. I never had any of that. I mean, you're set. You guys are poised to be great growers with all the tools and toys you guys can have right now. And we didn't have. I didn't have none of that stuff when I started growing, and it's great to see all the technology that's came through. And yeah, I don't have all them stats. So, I'm just getting into the LEDs. I like the LEDs, but to sit there and tell you what drivers go with this panel and all that,
I actually thought about getting some of the do-it-yourself lights from HLG, but you know what? I know that is just pushing it for me. I'm pretty sure I've watched the videos, just make sure this is lined up with this and all that, but I'll leave that to the
oh no,
professionals
see
and to
that
the
I disagree with. I think you could put a light together very easily and save yourself, a lot of money. They're pretty
right.
much plug and play.
I looked at it. I really did. I was like, oh, I think I can do it. And then I went on there, I put it in the buggy. I actually ordered it. And then I canceled that order and went with the other one because I wasn't sure. So
See,
I
I
left
would
it
love
alone.
to save myself some money putting it together. For me, it's not. I'm not worried about that aspect of it. It's like looking at matching things up. If you throw me a pile, go, all right, here, put that shit together. I'm on that. You know what I mean?
Well, you
But
know
if
what?
you were to like, okay, build this, and I've got to go, okay, this panel, and now I need what driver, and I got to order these shit individually. Lost. But if you send me a package, here's the driver, here's the boards, you just got to put that. Oh yeah,
The heat
send that
sink and
shit.
all of that. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna knock off how much money? Yeah, I got some time. I'll put that shit
$200.
together.
Yeah.
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 That's $200 in my mind towards the next one.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at that.
I couldn't do it. I was like, no. But you know what? I know I can do it. I didn't want to do it because I didn't mention when I first got the first HPS, like I had no problems with my power flicking on and off. When I got the second one, every time both those lights was on, it was flick my power off. So I had to buy the Titan controller, but I only have the Titan 4 controller, and that required a special plug. I hooked that up myself. I went to Home Depot, I got everything the guy told me to get, and I, cut the power off and took the one out and put the other little thing in there and wired and did all that. So I know that I can do one of those. I just did not want to do one of those. So yeah, I get in there and do what I have to do when I have to do it.
Why not? I mean, talk about another level of self gratification. Why not? I mean, you know what I mean. You get the gratification of you've already put together your grow, which is something to pat yourself on the back
Heck
for
yeah,
right there.
for sure.
But when you put that light together, you look at it, and you're like, man, I even put that light together
That's
and shit.
right.
I could see that be
Yep,
another
I added
level.
2 electrical plugs over in my grow area. So I know I can put a light together. I can do it. I want to do it because I realized that 550, I'm in a 6x6. I actually need another LED light for full coverage in that 6x6. You know, if I want to optimize the tint and those lights, I need one more of those HLG lights, probably the same one. And I'm gonna find a do-it-yourself one to put it together. That saved me some money right there.
Like Sir Hal was quick to point out there, you're part of a community that would love to help you. And like that's very true. I mean, it doesn't take a minute to, DM, let's say Chris Mertz or anybody to go, hey man, I'm caught here. I'm sure Chris would drop whatever and video chat you and help walk you right through that shit. You know, you gotta embrace this in a whole new way. He's right. We're all friends here, wanting to see each other succeed. You know what I mean? Don't be afraid to fail. That's how you learn.
That's
How you
right.
learn.
That's right. Yes, I handled that electricity. I did it. I had my little headlamp on. I cut the power to the house. No one was here. I'm more confident when no one is here. So no one was here. I cut that power off. And I have an electrician friend. He told me he didn't have time to come over and do it. So he walked me through it, told me what I needed to do. I did it. He was like, just wait, I'll do it for you. I was like, I don't want to wait. My power kept flipping on and off. I needed it done right then and there. So I listened to him. I watched some YouTube videos. I had my iPad down there with me watching the video step by step. And I did it. I ran that line. I have it stapled and everything. I'm gonna show you guys when I get how do you guys show with you probably do it from your phone or something. How do you
But
show because I know with the camera, it'll show you in the tent, but what if I want to show you outside the tent? I think I would have to do it on my iPad, and that way I can flip the screen.
yeah,
That's the way I would have.
you could actually, even if you had Zoom on your phone right now, you could still log in from your phone right now and walk around and be able to.
Okay. I have to put it on my phone now. I put it on my laptop, but I'll put it on my phone, and that way, because I stapled it, and it's really neat because I didn't want any problems. So I was very careful and meticulous about that because I wanted to look like a professional did it, and I'm a professional.
It sounds like you got a good thing growing on over there for sure.
Yes, I got a good thing growing on over here. I love the way you said it.
So, where do you see yourself going from here? What's your next phase in your cannabis journey? Have you started making edibles or anything like that? What do you
I
do?
do make cookies and brownies or butter, and we put it in our, we have like green eggs and ham, you know what I'm saying? We put it in our eggs, we put it in our pancakes. I know the first time I made butter, the very first time I made butter, we made pancakes. And it's so funny because we didn't know the strength of it or anything like that, so we just thought it was hilarious that I made it, and it smelled so good. It smells so good. So we made pancakes, we put it in the batter, we spread it all over pancakes, and it was just delicious. We slept the whole day away. So I did learn with edibles, they will knock you out. You pass high, you can't wake up, you try to wake up, you just keep trying to wake up, and your body's like, sleep, just sleep it off. So I've learned to pace myself when it comes to them edibles. If I'm ready to go to sleep, I'll take the edible. Other than that, not for the daytime, it's more of a nighttime thing.
I love the edibles myself, and it's funny that the, I can relate to that pancake story. I've made some pretty strong pancakes right there. When you said it, I just kind of envisioned everybody kind of sitting at the table, just face down into some pancakes.
Slept the whole day away. Just that was not the plan at all. We just wanted to have breakfast, and we talked, and next thing you know, you get heavy where you just walk away from whatever's going on and you go lay down. You don't even realize you're gonna fall asleep. You just walk away from them. You don't say bye. I'm about to go lay down. I'll be back in a minute. Nothing. You just walk away. And they're like, "What happened?" Like, I couldn't stay up. I had to go to sleep.
Yeah, I enjoy the edibles myself. They do just for that level. I just like that nice body buzz that I can add to with a joint throughout the day. It's a great way to start your day with some edibles there.
No, not start. Finish the day. Can't start it.
So,
Cannot
just
start
get
it. Gotta finish the day with them edibles.
And I used to know a friend of mine that he used to infuse the cannabis into his coconut oil, actually real coconut, and then he would use a spoonful of that into a large coffee every morning. Good,
Wow. That's what's
and
up. That's
yeah,
what's
he
up.
he always had great days, so can't complain with that method right there.
No. Okay, I gotta get ready to sign off. My husband's gonna be getting up in a minute for work.
That's fine. I appreciate you hanging out. Well, you got to give me that sound bite
I'm ready. I'm ready. Okay, I'm
whenever
ready.
whenever you're ready, girl.
Okay, this is Mrs. D's Nugz, and I'm fucking talking shit with ego.
Hell yeah.
Cheers, you all.
I appreciate that. That was
For sure.
perfect.
I'll be back. I practice, but I'll be back. I'll be back as soon as my
You
cameras
get
come in.
you get an extra one. We you give me the other one too, because it's a double episode. You were on the fucking talking
Oh
shit
wait, you was
episode, but this
with
is
Miss
also.
D's Nugs, right? We was on the fucking talking shit with
do
Miss
do
D's
I get
Nugs.
do I get to
You
do a soundbite
right, you
tonight?
get to do a
I'm
sound
Eagle
bite.
Gardens, and I've been on talking shit with fucking Miss D's Nugs.
Woo woo. Okay, everyone, you all stay safe and stay lifted. I enjoyed this. This was wonderful.
I have
Take
enjoyed
care,
this,
you
and
all.
you have been more than gracious holding it down tonight, even through the rough patches. Oh man, I can't thank you enough. And I look forward to seeing you now more in chat than I ever did. And you're more than welcome to pop back on or come back on any other time. I know everybody else enjoyed this. I know everybody enjoyed this. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. Later, guys.
Later. Good night.
Good night.
Have an amazing tomorrow. Miss these nugs. I know you guys enjoyed that. I know I did. Quite a trooper. holding it down through all the ups and downs of tonight's episode with the internet going crazy. Ugh, what a great gal. But we all knew that, didn't we? Didn't we all already knew that? We already knew that. So, what are you guys smoking on? Who's left watching the show? I see 49 people still here. I don't see 49 people in chat. How you guys doing? How was your day? What are you smoking on? That was great. Hope you had become a regular guest. That's funny. I hope she does too. Oh, goodbye, Miss Doug. She did rock. RSO. Yup. Sir How Kineo's genetics. Hans Warrior. Oh, let's talk about. I did get Kineo's lights today. Can't wait. I got my Root Riot soaking over there. Can't wait to pop these bad boys. The Kineo's lights. Amazing people. So nice of them to send me those. This great menu with their cool ass dog on there. With these strains, man. This Northern White Rhino definitely sounds amazing. So many great, a lot of great stuff on here. So if you guys haven't checked these guys out, make sure you check out Kineo's Genetics there. You've seen them on here. They're in chat. You know who these great people are. So make sure get over there and check them out. And yeah, appreciate it. I always appreciate it. We should always be supporting one another in all of our endeavors. Oh man, I need something other than this damn coffee. Oh. So we'll check this IG real quick. Man, I'm kind of missing my man Smiley. He's kind of went AWOL. What the hell, man? Smiley. I did see him in chat, though. In all fairness. All fairness. Who's in chat? Johnny Candy Seed, White Rhino. Yeah, that Northern Lights times White Rhino sounds amazing. That's another one strain I always really enjoy is White Rhino. Super tasty, good ass buzz. Man, I forgot I had to work. That's funny. Oh, that juice tastes good. The Major Army General for the Major General 420 Army. Hope you are be happy to know since you have tried to get me off the soft drinks. I have not had one since. Again, with Red Cider Farms, no energy drink still. Ah, man, that tastes really good. Really good. So who's left? Who's left? Trey Balone. Anybody want to pop in for a minute? Say hi. That's been on. Chris Mertz, Kineos. I don't know who exactly is in chat that has been a past guest, but if you've been a past guest and you're here, Dirty Indica 9, that's a new name. DLP 2372, Hans Warrior, Jax Greenstock, Jerry P. Dirty Indica 9, that's the first time I've seen that name. Condo Grower 1, Chris Mertz, Chiba Man, Charlie's Farm 420, Aldridge 25, B2 Crazy for you, Bill Sid, light it up again, Tim, Majestic Grower, I still fuck that up. Oh god, Miss D's Nugz, Sir How the American one, Trey, Whab asshole for life still fucked that up. What an idiot. Anyways, I'm gonna roll one up and hang out for a minute, see where it goes. Who knows? Mr. Manny D, how you doing? Guess I should flip back from participants to chat just to see what you guys are saying. Uh, I can't, but I'm listening. I appreciate it, man. Guess I'll try the soda thing this summer. I feel a little bit better. Mr. Manny D, how you doing? No worries, Jack. No worries, American One. Bill Sid, the majestic grower. Nice. Chiba Man supporting all the good folks breeders that's come out on the show. Them are great folks support Jinx, Kennyos, and Canna. Great people there. I believe Canna will be here tomorrow night. Danny Danko will be here tomorrow. Danny